We did it. We awkwardly stared at the camera. And
Oh,
back,
yeah, we're
people.
here.
We are back on the second day of the Garrison main stage event. And we do have our first elimination match in just about a second starting. You can see on the screen, we've got Valdemar, we've got the Tuna. Oh my god, I'm sorry, it's Baltune. And we'll see how he does out of the water, up on the big stage. Bart is here with me, OPD Vlam, and my name is Ascalad. So we'll see how...
Yeah, and we're here to bring you a lot of stuff about Age of Empires 4. Of course, we're gonna be casting some amazing games, and like Chris already slipped in the first dead joke about the Tuna, about our beloved player Baltune, because we're maybe not the biggest AoE 4 chat, but we're the greatest dads of AoE 4. And we're here to present to you the Garrison.
Quickly, that thing that's clipping through your head, we're just gonna mention it right about now. Fine, we'll just do it like that. Thanks to everyone's support. Yes, we yesterday hit our first stream goal, and we actually increased it because we're that humble, right? Our current prize pool is up to 8,248 because of your support. So, thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for that.
That is pretty
Bless you.
amazing. We did not come with any expectations here, and see where we are. It is a really nice show of community here. I mean, there's a game going on. Let's talk about the draft here. Who won?
Who won the draft? Oh my god, that's
because-
difficult. Like, if we look at the left side's Baltune, I assume.
The left side
Yeah.
should be the Tuna.
So
I do
that's
see that, I do see
French,
that
JD,
teal-
Japanese, Dali, but sushi. He's got sushi.
Yeah,
like,
I
that's
don't know
a
how
big
that
win
got
already.
through, but Valdemar got HRE for that.
True. But do you rather have like a 6-minute castle timing with pro scouting behind it, or do you just want a lot of farms around your Aachen?
It's a hard one.
Yeah.
You know what? I think. Oh, I know what you want me to say. Yeah, you want the pro scouting and the castle time. Fine. Sushi is in a very good state right now, and Baltune got it through. He did have to give up the HRE for it. Both players banning out Rus first, and other than that, first game will be HRE versus Byzantines on the coastal cliffs. So we've got those out of the way. Coastal cliffs with HRE Biz, usually this is slightly HRE favored. I'll say HRE can apply some pressure early, and Byzantine doesn't deal too well with that potentially. We did see Beastie play a beautiful Mongol tower rush on the winery yesterday. HRE can do budget Mongol, and they don't like it any better than when Mongol does it.
Because like for Byzantines, it's kind of difficult to deal with the early men-at-arms, because they open the spearmen, of course, because that's a unique unit. They're a little bit buffed up than your regular spearmen. And then with the mercenary contract, do you really want to go Keshiks just to deal with a couple of men-at-arms?
You're usually forced to it, right? And this map is a little bit more narrow, a little bit more spaced in than the usual Arabia open thing. So, like, the Keshik are not as effective. You can't find as
I would
many
still
angles.
go for the longbowman, you know? Even if HRE wants to go to castle, wants to protect his gold, the longbowman with their range, they're so effective at denying resource, because even if you got your tower upgraded, if it isn't placed perfectly, you still got those annoying longbowmen that's standing outside of the range and they're shooting your arrows, and you're completely denied and cut off gold. That's the big issue by the longbowman. They can do so much damage, they can kite all day. I would always take that contract.
Okay, I'll hold you to that. We'll see how it works out. We're already in the game. We're watching Baltune here in the pink and the northern spawn. He has a beautiful back gold. He's gonna love that. See the cistern going up. Cistern first one should always cover the gold. The rest is just the sheep that's gotta be covered. Other side, we do see the early barracks for Valdemar going up. We'll see if Baltune expects this. With the back gold, he's very happy, and gold and berries are far apart from another, so there's only one target he can hit.
But forget the berries, forget the gold, you know. We need some excitement over here. We need some encouragement. I'm missing out on the introductions. Like, up top, a north, in the color pink, we got Baltune playing as the Byzantines. Immediately shooting their scout. Immediately denying that vision as much as possible. And on the other side, in the south, in the color yellow, playing as the Holy Roman Empire, we got the one and only kid making it to the main event. It's Valdemar! Opening with some Dark Age aggression. He's not waiting for the feudal game. He's immediately putting under pressure. He's immediately saying, I'm taking control of this game, and I'm gonna decide the tempo, and you just have to accept it.
Yeah, Baltune Scout making the rounds. He does see the barracks and he sees the spears leaving the base, so he knows what's coming. We'll see if he reacts in any way, shape or form, or if he just gonna be putting up the winery and accepting the fact that, well, there might be a tower going up on it. First spear though, arriving at the gold, not the berries, and Baltune is almost ready to age up with his curd. Never mind, spear seems to be confused.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Like, he's like, do I go for the gold? Do I want to go for the berries? It's pretty confusing to say. The problem with the berries is they're probably maybe inside the C range. We can't really check that right now. He's already got the gold. He's got 200 gold. He took 100 gold out of the gold phase, so he can just easily age up. And then after that, it's Baltune's decision. How does he want to respond? He can go for the archer range under archers, which isn't really ideal. He could just go to barracks with his own spearmen because they beat regular spearmen. That's what I would do.
Yeah, the problem with the limited nade early is if you make them, they cost a little bit more than your regular spearmen. They do have 10 HP more, which is really nice for the early fights, but Valdemar doesn't even need to take the fight. And if you see the barracks come out, if you produce spears, he already won in delaying your tempo as the Byzantines. Winer Zero, though, going up there at the berries. There is no tower in sight. There is no villager being pulled by Valdemar, so you're not going to see a repeat performance of yesterday. And Valdemar is already aging.
Yeah, Valdemar's aging well, but this is what I really like about what he's doing. He's doing a lot of mind games and doing a lot of like little investments just to throw you off. Like, he made 2 spearmen, but he could have also made 1 spearman and he would have gotten the same result. Like, Bolt himself is gold, he's burning down a mining camp, you probably even get the mining camp, and you're saying like, yeah, but a little bit of less gold for Byzantine doesn't matter, and yeah, just a mining camp that's 50 wood. But at this top level, like, every bit of resources count. If you're behind 80 resources, that's another spearman less in the big fight.
Aachen going up on the wood line, and I do think that Valdemar's first step here will be applying some feudal pressure. Yeah, as our observer points out, Avely the troll put some deep sea fish over there down the cliff. Fun fact, if you're in an FFA on this map, you can spawn down at the cliff with all of your villagers and there's not enough space to build a dock.
No, that's so sad. At least we're playing 1v1. That's at least my favorite game mode. And we got the spearmen. They're gonna poke at these villagers, and the TC immediately fire. And one spearman immediately goes down almost. Oh, it's like 2 or 3 HP left. That's the issue with the first berry bush. You know, it's so difficult to put on pressure. You have to wait for like 1 or maybe 2 minutes before you can actually poke those villagers.
Aachen Chapel is going to finish, and we do see the mill going up. A mill, in addition, nowhere near any resources. Bard, give me your thoughts.
We have a game that has paused. Someone has some issues somehow. So that means we're just gonna have like this social chat about how we're feeling to be here, what our experience is, just meeting the other players. And in the meantime, our technical people, now they can help the players out.
Okay. Mouse issues, apparently. We'll fix them in just a second. So, being here, meeting the community, meeting the players, everyone's super nice. Like,
yeah.
Same experience as in Norway, where you
with the mouse problems, you know, would it have been the cat?
Thank you. Oh my god.
I couldn't let this one go. It was too easy. Too easy. It's probably been cat.
I'll apologize for that. I need to pay more attention to what I'm saying. I cannot set him off like that. It's entirely on me.
I'm getting gaslighter over here, but I'm open to feedback because a lot of people are saying, yeah, he's saying Liminite the wrong way, or Liminite, something like that, and they were like, oh yeah, you can't say it. So now I'm just saying, yeah, the Byzantine spearman, you know, you can just avoid your problems, you know, loop it around.
Or is he just that focused?
Ow, it could be both. Like, the thing that I'm watching is his eyes. Like, does he blink? Because we had some.
Do fish blink?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, to get the water out of their eyes.
This doesn't make no sense. You're horrible.
Yeah, but I think the camera is on pause right now, not working properly because we also had some matches where like with Crackety, for example, or Leona, where we were doubting if the camera was working properly. But once in a while, you saw them blink. It's like, okay, the camera works. They're just that focused.
That focused, or in Crackety's case, you sometimes you see him sit there like a big mountain of happiness, just completely unlike when he streams, right? Where he's that big mountain of rage.
He was so cool and calm and collected on this offline event, and was just like rubbing his beard a little bit, being the wise man over here, because he has a magnificent beard, just to say. Like I can't grow a beard like that. No, like if I try to grow a beard like that, I get like 3 or 4 hairs on my chin, and it looks awful. So I'll never be that old guy that has like a gray beard like the Merlin one, the Merlin look-alike, and I can say to these kids that I teach, yeah, I think you're right. 1 + 1 is 2.
I see how you got your teaching license. Looks like the peripheral issues will be persisting, and we're quickly taking a look at the brackets again. Beastie making it through to the playoffs already, and for the schedule today, after this one, who do we have? I think it is Cat versus Myriad in the other elimination match in the bottom round.
Yeah. Like first now we have Baltune versus Valdemar. Then we're gonna have Cat versus. Oh my god, my brain.
Myriad.
The
other guy. There.
Yeah, the other guy.
Look,
Cat versus Myriad. Yeah, there.
And
then after that, we're gonna have Demu either against Valdemar or Baltune. Depends on who's winning. And we're gonna have Giljardi fighting against Cat or Myriad.
Yeah, and we have Louis already making it through to the finals round. Louis was shaking when we set up his gear yesterday.
Of course.
Yeah, it's his first time on the big stage. It was such a beautiful interview afterwards.
You get a lot of nerves.
Oh, great. We're also the monkey in the zoo. Hi, guys.
Yeah, because you get a lot of... It's really stressful playing for a big audience. Like right here, the audience is pretty small. Like we got like 50 people watching or something. It's not like 1,000 people watching, but you know it's getting streamed to thousands of people. And Louis is such a friendly, nice guy. Like... most of those personalities don't need to be in the spotlight. But if you're playing at this top level, people want you to be in the spotlight because you're playing so well and they want to watch you, they want to enjoy you, and you're gonna be put on stage. So I can imagine it's a pretty uncomfortable position for Louis, but he's handling it very well.
Oh yeah. Maybe it was affecting him a little bit early on, but then he just pulled through. Poor Giljardi.
Oh man, that last game, you know.
Oh, it looked so well for him, and then he just took horrible fight after horrible fight.
Yeah, he just kept making crossbows, but Louis didn't have any armored units. But he was just making crossbows because he has in mind, okay, I'm playing against French, so I'm gonna need those crossbows someday. Either against knights or maybe French men-at-arms because they look so magnificent. But yeah, in the end, he just got grinded out, and the destroyed value for Louis was like double.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it this disparagingly, like double destroyed value. Of course, the destroyed value is still not working 100%. That will be fixed soon. Secret information from our producer, Cow.
Yeah, but it's still like things like player scores and destroyed value. Even though it's not working properly, like it's not working perfect, it does give some sort of indication. Like if you got 8,000 destroyed value and I got 500, I've probably thrown away some of my army.
You're talking about our game again, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm talking that you have 8,000 army value. I only have 500. So I've thrown away a lot of army. Like hypothetical. You're immediately thinking that I'm burning you, but I'm not. I'm talking
so
seriously.
Me, guys. I had 100 military value. 100 military units out on the field. He had 3 Nest of Bees. I pulled back.
Yeah, but this is you coming back on that in-house tournament game. This is not me instigating it.
You're absolutely correct.
I want to let the judge know that it's not my fault.
Speaking of judges, how are we looking, guys? Okay, that was 1 thumbs up, 1 eh.
Yeah, there's some mixed feedback for sure, but I would go with the thumbs up because that's positive, and we're hearing
Oh my god,
angry
I
for
hear
in-game
games, I hear
sounds.
game
I
sounds.
think yes, we're gonna get back in.
Well,
Well, that was the hope.
that
At
was
least. That was the hope.
anticlimactic, but we do see the ice moving. Let's see the
We're
reflection
staring.
in their
We're
eyes.
staring.
I'm looking
really.
in those deep tuna eyes, and he's stuck again. Well, that's awkward.
Yeah.
Guys, how we looking?
Waiting.
Come on.
Waiting for the
We would
world.
like a game scene. Oh, and we're getting it.
Yeah, we're getting it. Oh man, bam! And immediately he has almost the second cistern up. Immediately we see the aqua that's connecting that water to boost those villages. Because
And it's paused again. Yeah, I was gonna say there's 5 idle villagers on the winery for the last 5 seconds. That doesn't sound like Baltune.
no. I think we're having a potential restart. If I look at this, like
It
it's only
could be.
5 minutes into game. It's pretty early.
It could be.
And Valdemar already had some mouse issues, and it seemed like Baltune has some issues as well. So I wouldn't be really comfortable anymore just continuing this game.
We will see what our admins on the stage decide. Cow is on the case. You can't see him because he's probably at Baltune's computer doing things.
Being the technical hero that he is. But that's oh, there he is. He's looking, he's talking with them, he's checking, and
I feel like there was a confident shrug. Okay.
a confident shrug. You can do like, whoop.
Yeah, that sounds like a remake.
That really sounds like a remake. So let's be positive. I don't have to cast a curse yet because we going into a remake. So I was right. But I think that's the only positive thing we can say right now.
Yeah, if we go into a remake, we'll see if we use the same map seed. If not, well, Baltune spawn was pretty nice early on right there. We saw that the resources were split. Valdemar was not going for a tower, but we did see that first man-at-arm already in queue. But we should probably not talk about the game now that the players are moving onto the stage and in listening.
True. We shouldn't
reach
say that,
of
that
ours.
if you have more army and more economy that you'll win the game.
No,
That's some
never.
really bad
Cheats were
advice.
turned on.
Yeah, and you shouldn't macro properly and spend your resources and micro your army.
I feel personally attacked again.
Yeah, that's just, that's not this kind of level. I'm really sure if we're like going to a break or something, so we can fix things and setting some things up. That would be my preferred course of action.
Yeah.
We do have a break timer, right? I'm looking at production.
We're
I'm
just
getting
looking
ignored.
at production and they're all looking away.
It's like in the old days when you went to a bar or a cafe and you would like to try to make contact with a girl and they would just ignore you. And you're like, okay, fuck, this is my life.
Yeah. Hey, you're happily married. You did
Yeah.
it. You made
I
it
found
through.
the one for me.
Did
you
it
know?
did it work in a bar?
No, I we see their boy with his fish for tuna, Baltune sign. But yeah, for me it worked out. I found the one that tolerates me, and we even got 3 kids now, so that's insane.
I'm sorry. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, you're happy with kids, you know, they're the love of your life. But to be honest, of course, there are times where they ask for a lot of time and energy because you can't even eat your breakfast without 20 questions. But there's also so many fun times. Like I'm picking up my daughter from school and she comes running at me like, Daddy! And I run to her and then I picked her up like a movie scene, you know. And you have all these other parents at the schoolyard watching me like, yeah, he's not right in the head, but I don't care, you know. They can meme all they want. I just love my kids and I love hanging around with them and doing stuff. You know, that's called bonding. So no break timer available. We just have to talk for the next 45 minutes.
Are we really going to talk about our
Yeah.
kids? Because we've got stories, but I'm not quite sure people will want to listen to
I
them.
don't know if people can relate. Like, can you imagine these youngsters watching us and they're like, yeah, but that's nothing to do with Fortnite. What are they talking about?
Where do you think Valdemar went? Did he go for a coffee again?
I think he went to the train station to take some pictures for his photo book.
Fair point. Fair point.
Probably.
What could we talk about in the meantime? Look, there's all of these. I know you guys aren't quite as interested into that, but there's all of these sponsor logos there in the background. So just
That's
acknowledge
a good
the
choice.
fact.
You know, call out to the
Acknowledge-
sponsor.
yes.
You're so smart.
I have my moments. Like acknowledge the fact that these guys exist. Being Esport, being the host organization, who, well, funny story. We reached out to them because we found this event on Liquipedia, and thought to ourselves, hey, they have an AoE4 amateur event. Maybe we just sent them a proposal about how like we could run that potentially. Maybe, hi, we're this volunteer organization. We do weekly tournaments online, and they were like, yeah, cool, come on in.
Yeah, and it's totally blew up like this because at first we were like, okay, it would be cool if you have some players play a tournament. Like we weren't thinking about even top players back then. And if you look at the roster right now, like all the people we've got here, we got BT, we got Demu, we got Cat, we got Kajadi, we got Myriad, we got Valdemar, we got Louis. It's insane that we got this player roster to Hamburg and Germany, and we see Valdemar coming back from his little break, sitting down again.
I see Baltune's mouse moving. I do hope that means it's working.
That's a positive signal, but that was Valdemar's mouse that was broken. Am I right?
I'm not quite sure.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
we
sure.
saw Baltune's
pretty
villagers
sure.
being idle, so I'm assuming it was his issue.
Okay.
But can you see Baltune's keyboard right now? Do you hear it screaming?
It's vertical. it's not like a vertical picture, you know the VSS.
No, this is not photoshopped or anything.
No,
He's
no,
actually
this is
playing
real.
like that. This is an FPS shooter gamer setup, and
Yeah, that's what I want to say because he comes from the game Counter-Strike, and in FPS shooters, having the board vertical isn't like, not everyone does that. There's a couple of people that, but it's more uncommon. And in RTS, like I've never seen it before, like an RTS player having a vertical keyboard.
Speaking of keyboards, yesterday when I was sitting in the crowd, because I was actually on break for the last set, it was a really nice viewing experience, I'll have to say.
You didn't get dizzy?
No, it was
good.
really nice. But
Yeah, I got multiple texts. Yeah, you're spinning around too much, you stupid observer. Slow down.
hey, I've been observing myself. There's no hate here.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Like, a lot of us are just doing this as volunteer, and we're trying our best. And some of the stuff we do for the first time. And if I look at like the first day and how much a couple of the staff members improved during the last 2 days, I'm already proud on us.
Can we say that? I feel like I've been brought up never to be too proud of myself. Is that a sad thing to say?
You shouldn't be able to take some compliments. You should be able to compliment yourself. Like
Fair.
we're healthy
That's-
on a mental level.
That's a healthy mental level. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, like I can just say like, Monet, you look beautiful today. That's such a nice sweater. And uplift some
But
spirits.
did you see how perplexed he was for a second there? He did not want to acknowledge, but now
he's not
now he has
expecting
to,
it,
and now
but we can be nice.
it's sinking in.
Yeah, that's the whole
Well,
idea
now he's
of
blushing. It's
offline. Yeah,
beautiful.
but that's the whole idea of offline events, is also bonding with each other and sharing thoughts and ideas and experiences and making new happy memories.
Yeah, we even got an art station set up. One of our community members actually did that on her own with help from the women, and yeah, that's just
Wow.
it was just beautiful. And we had AoE2 people walk in, see that, and be like, "Oh my god, we
Yeah.
want to paint too."
Yeah, we want to paint as well. Like
we
they
were
were really
actually
jealous.
bonding over games.
Yeah, and then that's the thing. Like you're just doing something together. Like last night we went out to the burger.
We're not sponsored. I have no clue how the place was
Okay.
called, but it was
a
the
burger
was
joint.
really nice.
But we went there with a couple of players, a couple of staff, and just ordering food, and then you're just talking about how the day went, about how some games went, experience you had, the travel getting here, stuff like that, and then you just have a nice time with each other. And it's also like trying, making jokes to each other and rubbing things in the face, and
Good job.
you know that's supposed to be between people that don't like each other.
Okay, one more time. The cow will enter this room and he will give us a sign and we'll know.
So which finger will he give us?
Great, he gave us 2. That
He
was
gave us 2 fingers.
You see,
That's
this
so
is that
generous.
this bonding
Yeah,
part?
that's so generous. You know, that's what I really like.
Oh my god.
Oh, we got art incoming right now.
Okay, now I'm gonna share your microphone with you. Ladies and gentlemen, look at what our free customers have been making. Oh, we do have a microphone.
Oh yeah, we have another one.
Yeah,
course.
There we go. We have an order of the dent.
Yeah, not yet.
We have an order of the dent. Very nice. Love that. Hello, test. Okay, it does look like my voice is lighting up. Very nice. Okay, then we have a Shiner number 1. It has been a little bit all over the place for a lot of us because these brushes are not our home base. We have a Mongol Empire as well. And guys, if you are in the area, come be one of our free customers, you know?
I'm taking this one home.
You can't
No,
steal those paintings.
Oh, spin.
I don't know. I think we might bid on them later.
Oh,
Look
do
at
we
these
sell
manga
them?
dice. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I myself made myself a little cattle ranch with a Ilalu flag over there.
Oh wow.
I tried really hard. I'm not really an
Yeah,
artsy
but
person.
good
it
job.
looks really
Yeah,
good.
It started out as a Malian flag, but somehow it turned out green. So we also have a little shout out here for Mohudo. He got a heart. and all of
You
this.
gotta love your Polish players, right?
And then our one and only, the woman behind the art station, Theore. She making us a night sheep. Very nice, very nice. So
At this point, I'm convinced she's just set that up to style on us, but
now the thing is, we're in a position now where nobody really knows what's happening next. We're waiting for these players to get into game, and while we're at it, I feel like we just gotta give a shout out to the amazing people here from Rising Empires who's been putting in so much work, so much stress. Askalad's going bald. It's too late for you.
You watched on the top of my head. That's not fair. You know. I seriously had a kid saying it like a year ago, like, "Oh, Mr. Teacher, you're getting bald." Like, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That was actually a joke. Your hairline is fine. We actually got news here that the Turkish standard for the hairline is also at this event. But guys, we're really glad that Rising Empires could be putting something together like this. And you can see that donation. Wait, is this side? That
that side.
donation bar, ladies and gentlemen, it has surpassed the initial amount. But keep in mind, every single cent you donate goes back to these players. And I know you boys, love to see these guys on stage. Are you trying to
No,
show?
No, I was just
don't
testing
put
if my
your finger
fingers
in
behind
Valdemar's
the
stop
bar
it.
or in front of the bar. Like, maybe I could like pick Valdemar's nose, you know.
No. I don't think we're stronger than the overlay. But ladies and gentlemen, it looks like there might be liftoff. Guys, take it away.
Oh yeah, we're back at the game. And in the north, in the color pink, it's Baltune on the Byzantines. You want to do the yellow one?
I want to do the yellow one. And in the southern spot, we've got the one and only Valdemar playing HRE.
Oh, and he's opening with Dark Age Barracks again. Like, this is tricky, because it was a surprise play in the last game, but you already know he used this strategy or this tactic. And what are you
Baltune.
gonna do this time?
Is he gonna notice? Is he ever gonna notice? Look at his face. It looks like he noticed. But we'll find out in a sec. Never mind, it's finished. Thank you.
It's
Beautiful.
finished. One system done.
That it happens to the best of us. Look, it even happens to Baltune. You don't have to feel bad anymore. Random listener out there who can relate to this. It would never be me. Never be me.
But we already have the scout coming, scouting the base of Baltune. He knows where the gold is. The spearman knows where he has to go. And he's making 2 spearmen again. So he really wants to go for the double spearman. What do you think the task behind the double spearman is?
Double spearman. I feel like, if you put up a tower, if you pull a villager behind this, Akritoy can be used once to deny the tower. If you don't have any spearmen, or if you only have like one, then you can actually deny the tower again with just villagers without Akritoy. But, well, if you have 2, it gets dangerous. You might lose a vill, and then you might not try for it. So I think 2 is the sweet spot if you don't want to really invest. if you just want to apply some pressure, deny the gold there.
Yeah, and that's the tempo play that Valdemar is going for, and what he really likes, like building a production building, only making 1 or 2 units by it, and try to bait the opponent into investing a lot of resources in the counter unit, and then making the counter unit or go to the castle age yourself.
Yeah. Grand Winery spot, pretty similar to last time. We've got 2 berry bushes inside TC range, so he will be safe there for the moment. And other than that, let's quickly take a look at those deer spawns. They're just in a square there, pretty spread out over the map. And I think that will be very relevant to one of our players here, and the other one will have to find a way to deal with that.
Yeah, like at the last second we already saw that Valdemar started as pro scout, so we have some inside knowledge about the strategy already. Not seeing the mill as of yet, and we placing the Aachen chapel next to the wood.
I like the first spot better, but I can see why you would put it closer to the wood.
Yeah, you don't need a lumber camp then, and you want to get your pro scout as fast as possible with the minimal amount of resource investments that's possible.
Oh yeah, this time around he's putting the Aachen in between those wood lines there. Baltune once again opening with another barracks inside of the cistern range there to boost the production. And the winery is about to begin. He has 1 gold to his name because gold's still being denied by those spears.
Yeah. And I'm not 100% certain, that's something we could check on the stream, but I think this barracks is earlier. I'm pretty sure this is 1 minute earlier than in the last game. Simply because we already know, oh, he's probably gonna make barracks again, the spearmen are coming again. So he already adjusted a little bit of his game plan, I feel.
You might just be right about that. Or it might be because his mouse wasn't working, but we'll think about that at a later point. Valdemar also about to reach the feudal age. Baltune has the first limit today already in the queue. Spears, they see that, they know about it, they move away.
Yeah, and this is what top level players do. Like, he can hang around with his couple of spearmen trying to get more value, but he's recognizing the situation. If I stay here for too long, I'm gonna lose them, and then they haven't achieved anything. So I'm just gonna pull them back for now, so they can still serve me at a later stage of the game. You also have players who are just like going to the villages, like I really want those villages dead, and then losing their spearmen. That's a huge loss in the early game.
Oh, Baltune putting up the tower there with 3. Second Limitané is about to come out, so we'll have to be able to defend those vills. And I do wonder about the vision, I do wonder about Valdemar's game plan right now. We do see the mill again. We do see the pro scouts just got started, and he will have to put up a stable in a second.
Oh yeah, we got the pro scouts play coming in again. He wants to get those deer to his base, because at his base the food's pretty safe. You get even the survival techniques for even a faster gathering rate. And the spearmen are stabbing the Byzantine scout. The Byzantine scout trying to push the deer away, trying to prevent the spearman from pushing the deer into his base. And it worked because he delayed him a little bit.
The spawn was pretty close, and you had to just push around the wood line, which would also like confine one of the sides. So it would be pretty easy to push them in with 2 spears. And Baltune and Valdemar both realize it, and Baltune trying to contest that, but the spear still chasing. And those HRE spears, they're just so fast. Scout is still just barely ahead.
Yeah, that's what you get with the free marching drills. Like in the old days, you had to build a blacksmith, you had to research the upgrade, but now they got an improved movement speed right from the get-go, right from the start. So it is a little bit difficult to catch an Holy Roman Empire off guard, but because they can easier fall back to their base, because they can just run away.
Yeah. Baltune going for 4 Limitané, and Valdemar already queuing up the first man-at-arm. We did see the archery range go up, first archers are in the queue.
Okay, and we see some Limitané. I'm saying it again.
Okay.
We see some
You were
Byzantine
right, I was
spearmen.
left.
Byzantine spearmen trying to contest those deers again, trying to prevent as much. He's even pushing them in. Like, Valdemar, here you go. We have 2 deer.
Like, this
I'm
one's
fine
mine.
with this.
You take the other 3.
No. We'll share equally.
That's not. That's like equally if you were my brother. Like, Okay. No, we're not gonna.
Yeah, but we got the
focus
spearmen
it.
coming in, hitting the eliminator, hitting the Byzantine spearmen, and they're going back home. They can't contest this right now. Baltune either needs his longbows. That's why I said that I really like this longbow play from the Byzantines. And then you kind of can ignore the cavalry.
Yeah, first longbows will be about to pop out now. And the issue with the longbow contract, though, you have 5 longbows now. Valdemar, in the meantime, he made 5 archers. There's 3 men-at-arms. The mercenaries need a moment to get rolling. The oil income is just not there to immediately queue a second set, and that is why, until you have 10 of those, it just takes a long while.
Byzantine takes some time to start up, you know, to get rolling. But the longbows are really nice in the defensive position because they got so much range, and then under the TC you can damage the enemy's army and not take any damage yourself. We even got olive groves coming in already. I think we're gonna get like a slow, reasonable transition into castle. I don't think Baltune wants to stay in this feudal age for too long.
Yeah, the scary part for Baltune though right now is he's facing HRE infantry. They are faster than you. So if you move out on the map, even if you have a shield wall, which makes you even slower, even if you have a shield wall against Valdemar's 7 archers, your longbows are also slower than their archers already.
Yeah, you have to
You
be
can
really
never retreat
careful.
if you lose.
Yeah, you have to be really careful. That's the thing. Positioning is so important if you're playing an infantry camp. If you got some cavalry like knights or horsemen, you can just run around and roam all day. And if you like have some knights trapped or in a wrong position, you can easily get out of them. But if you get caught out in a wrong position with the kind of army that Baltune has, it's gone. Like, it's all gone.
Yes, and this makes that pro-scout play right now so strong for Valdemar, because if Baltune leaves his base, he better be damn sure that it's the right move. We do see the arrow slit come up on that tower, and Valdemar gonna be pushing in a little bit, realizes, okay, Baltune is on his toes. He has 10 longbows now, so it's getting scary to approach with the extra range coming up. Baltune also getting the wheelbarrow, and if you look at his resources, you were just right. He's cooking, but so is Valdemar.
Yeah, that's the thing. Valdemar's just putting up some pressure. Like, this is not a power move to kill your opponent. This is your opponent like, hey, look at me, I got a lot of units. You need to make more units as well. And then behind that, he's going to castle. He's just going to go back off because he's so fast. And then he can upgrade his units and go for that counterattack.
Oh, the Burgrave Palace will be the weapon of choice here for Valdemar. Now, Burgrave takes a lot of food, and he's got pro-scouts going. So that is usually the limiting factor, and Byzantines not really equipped to deal with men-at-arms in the feudal age, especially if you go longbow. Yes, longbow have extra damage, but if you have castle men-at-arms with the range defense that is already coming in as we speak, then they're not going to care about that extra point of damage that they'll be taking. Baltune needs castle age yesterday, and he does need to have some crossbows set up soon. Golden Horn Tower coming up with 11. He will likely be in time to hold this.
Does Baltune already has archer ranges prepped? Like, that's the most important question for me. Does he already has like 2 archer ranges? So the minute he gets his castle age, he can immediately pump out those crossbows. Because if he gets the Golden Horn Tower up and you have to gather wood after that and then go into the archer ranges, he's going into a stable. It's gonna be cataphracts.
I mean, cataphracts are very strong, but are they strong enough?
It's only 2 spears. It's only 2 spears.
There's only 2 spears, so there's no direct counter. Valdemar could go for the heavy maces, but that is another very expensive upgrade that he really doesn't want to afford right now, because he's got to upgrade his archers, has to upgrade his man-at-arm, has to upgrade the range defense a second time as soon as he gets to that.
Yeah, it takes some time before you get your heavy maces. It takes some time before you get your 2-handed sword. But the armor of Baltune getting caught out of position, and immediately longbows getting rained down fire upon. The men-at-arms are taking the archers. The longbows are trying to take out the archers, because that's the DPS unit you want to get rid of. But all those Liminate, all those Byzantine spearmen dying to the men-at-arms. Upgrades already coming in for Valdemar, and this is gonna be a real problem to deal with, because Valdemar's pushing the army back into his base. He lost his front line, like 1, 2 spearmen left, 1 left, 2 left, but losing villagers as well.
as he hits the button for the villagers to retreat. They aim for the tower instead of the TC as it's already full, and they walk past the HRE archers. HRE army is in full pursuit. Now all of the gold vills have also been pulled away. 136, that is not enough for a second upgrade here. Baltune has the balanced projectiles on the way. We do see the first cataphract, and we do see 2 longbow sets coming out soon.
Yeah, like he can spam a lot of units, but it's not really the units to squad. The Cataphract is fine against the men-at-arms for now, and they're really good against the archers. But
look at that damage. They're doing well.
Yeah, like that, they're fine for now, but you really want to have some crossbows behind it, or you really want some archers behind it if you want to go in a knight archer composition. Valdemar, in the meanwhile, taking relics behind this. Heavy maces just come in, so these men-at-arms with their heavy maces, they're gonna eat up those cataphracts.
Yeah, and Valdemar is already going into his own crossbow, seeing the cataphract come out. Baltune already on the monk train as well, will try to contest for these relics, but Valdemar, he only has 1 prelate. That's actually interesting to me here. I would have expected him to go for another one, but it is not a Regnitz. It is in fact a Burgrave, so he would have to sacrifice a villager for that until he made a monastery.
Yeah, like he's fine with just having 1 prelate, maybe a second one. He wants to get some relics in because they're useful, because they give 80 gold a minute, but that's not a top priority. Meanwhile, the Baltune also taking relics, and we see on the top side some units dancing around.
Yeah, all the way in the corner. The cataphract, of course, has a huge amount of damage, and the mighty infantry is also on the case, helping the tuna out here. It is that animal friendship that we love to see here. We see Valdemar going for the ranged upgrades now, going to support his crossbows a little bit more. And
that's so mean. Like, the wolf helped him out, and all he wanted was a pat on the back, but he got a sword in the neck.
It wasn't intentional, okay? It was an accident. Nobody saw what happened. Oh, the men-at-arms just closing in. If he can find a good connection here, this is real scary for Baltune. But longbows now in the veterans form, they do quite a lot of damage, even to fully upgraded armored units in castle.
Of course, but we all got 2 ranged defense upgrades. These men-at-arms are really tanky. They're fast, so can pretty more easily connect. It takes a lot of micro just having those longbows shoot, go back, shoot again, go back, and you feel like you're tickling them.
Baltune, though, he feels very confident here. Needs to pay attention. I do think that you want to preserve these cataphracts as they are very expensive. They cost more than a regular knight, and maybe he just wants to pull them back to heal them up. But for now, going for a flanking maneuver there. But Valdemar has his scout here on the case, in case it doesn't get overrun just like that.
And it's also something we should still talk about. Like, we're not focusing on it anymore, but there's still deer carcasses coming back to the base, so he still has really healthy food income. Baltune does have some olive growth, but he needs to have some food transition in a couple of minutes as well.
Yeah. Oh, the old man makes it away. I'll say he's being let go is the other way I could put that. Baltune has his 15 longbows right here. Let's see what 1 volley can do.
Yeah, we got a little raiding party in the side of the map. Probably a couple of cataphracts hitting the HRE bias in like 10 seconds from now.
Oh, one-shotting the crossbows. That is very nice. Very nice trample as well, but heavy mace is actually doing some work there.
Yeah, and those 2 cataphracts, they got distracted by a single crossbow, but we'll go back into that wood line. Meanwhile, we got this big chunky men-at-arms army trying to get rid of all those longbows, but those longbows are just running away, kiting around the TC. We got cataphracts chasing, going back and forth, and the mobility is kind of the issue now. Men-at-arms are fast, but they can't really connect, and another set of longbows coming out.
It's 5 units at a time. Wololo in the base there. Baltune has to pay attention to not lose the cataphract, but he does so successfully. Villagers have to run there. Some have been split off to the left side. They're following that stack of vills. But for now, another push has been held.
Yeah, and this is the destroyed value thing again. Like, if we look at the destroyed value, Baltune already has 5,000 resources destroyed. Valdemar only 2,600. Yeah. Like, the men-at-arms, they can be really good early castellates, but they skill off so fast.
Yeah, and the killed villagers is actually right now in Baltune's favor. relics. He managed to snag 2. Valdemar, I do think, has 3 of them in his base right now. Still has to put them in. Men-at-arms have been cleaned up, and we're still seeing Baltune just going cataphracts and longbows.
Yeah, it's like the classic composition. It's like the knight archer composition. You got the longbows to spear any potential spearmen, and you got all these cataphracts, the knights, so to say, to clean up those men-at-arms, to clean up those archers. And even the crossbows can easily be killed by those longbows. Longbows trade really well into those crossbows.
Yeah, right now I was a little worried initially for Baltune's composition, but now that we've already have 24 longbows with 2 more sets about to pop out, I feel like these longbows, they will do well into the men-at-arms, and they will do amazingly into the crossbows.
Yeah.
So Valdemar needs to think on his toes here. How is he going to deal with this?
Yeah, he needs to put up some pressure right now because we saw a second TC coming up for Baltune, so he's even making more villages as from now. And Valdemar, like, he has to choose, like, can I do a lot of castle pressure, or do I think I can compete in Imperial Age? Because you can always go for the strawberry. The strawberry makes a lot of vills at a really cheap price.
Yeah, Valdemar is not too happy, I don't think, about his burger choice. He tried to look for a lot more damage, and he actually found 4 villagers is not enough to just warrant that landmark.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. Like, you have a certain idea in your head about how you want to play the matchup, how you want to play the map itself, and sometimes it doesn't work out or it backfires, but it's really difficult to point out why exactly, because you also have games where you go Burgrave, you kill a lot of vills, or all the longbows die, and you immediately the opponent immediately taps out.
Yeah, I think that was what he was aiming for. We do see Valdemar getting the textiles, so he will be worried about more raids coming in with the very strong cataphracts. But Baltune's army once again out and about in the middle of the map, and Valdemar's just running at it.
Yeah, he's trying to take out as many as he can, and longbows are just sniping those crossbows every time they go back, and the cataphracts are just hitting the men-at-arms sometimes, but they're not trampling it. It's not committing yet. He's trying to get as much value as he can by using the retreating tactic and guiding and then shooting, because you get in way more DPS than if you're just standing there. You're going to take so much damage.
Yeah, Valdemar got a lot of decent trades right there, killing a lot of the longbows, but Baltune will not be able to replace him as easily. He has a 450 oil per minute incoming.
Oh, and trample coming in, so that's a nice damage buff. We even got crossbows in the mix now. The longbows sniping those crossbows, men-at-arms falling against the cataphracts and crossbow mix, and slowly but surely the amount of numbers, the amount of units dying. But we got reinforcements incoming, we got spearmen to deal with those cataphracts, we got crossbows behind it. It's a classic spearman crossbow composition right there.
Yeah, we've supposedly got there. There is the reinforcements of Baltune. They're all the way in the south, moving towards the base. They'll be arriving in a few seconds, and Valdemar is already pushing in again. Farms are idle. Villages have been pulled back. Let's see if Valdemar can find any damage here. He's killing all of the cataphracts every time. That's a lot of destroyed value, but he's just running and running and running, and now he's getting flanked.
And yeah, Baltune just going into the choke points, going back of his base. He got tower shooting, he got the town center shooting. He's got all his reinforcements popping out next to the production, immediately helping him out. And once again, Valdemar's armies got cleaned. And once again, he has almost doubled the destroyed value.
Yeah, Valdemar's play right now. I think he has to go for Imperial. He tried to break Baltune several times. He goes for the same angle. And Baltune's just setting up more farms now, and he has that 28 longbow stack that's just going to grow and grow and grow.
I don't know how many farms Valdemar has right now, but I feel like if I look at the 600 food income, yeah, a lot of farms adding in right now. I think he also wants to go to Imperial, like you said, but that's really difficult and dangerous. Like, there's so much army for Baltune coming. His economy is already really well. He's got more farms than Valdemar, it seems. If I look at the minimap, I can't really count it like that. But, you know, if you go to Imperial right now, you have the risk of
really
just going
scary.
Imperial into GG, because Baltune will just dive your base and there's nothing you can do to protect your eco.
Yeah, we do see Inspired Warriors coming in for Valdemar now, so that's a nice little boost he can have for his army. But speaking of army count, 28 longbows, of course, being a big scary factor, and only 2 cataphracts at the front line, but Baltune is knocking at the gate. He doesn't really have a way to get through because he has absolutely no burn.
No, it's mainly longbows, 33 longbows, but that's the problem with a lot of ranged balls. If you get to this big masses, this critical mass, it's so difficult to deal with just units. You kind of need to flank or surround them, or get in the back, or have mangonels, or have your own ranged ball. And Valdemar doesn't have any of that as of yet.
Oh, random HRE villager just walks by, thinks to himself, who's those noisy people outside, and gets hit in the face.
Yeah, Baltune is denying a lot of farms, like 6 farms that aren't being harvested right now. Springled upgrade coming in on the tower, but once, like we said before, not enough burners, so it's really take a really long time before we can get through that gate. And we see that Valdemar's like, okay, I really can't go in. I would want to, I would love to, but I need units, I need upgrades, I need to defend this.
Baltune just got the ram tag, and he just got it after the wall burned down. But there's a lot of farms to be taken out, and look at Valdemar's answer to the 34 longbows. We have our first horseman on the field, we have a mangonel, and we do have a springled into as well.
Yeah, and we see some units of Valdemar running out on the map. One is trying to decap, some are thinking about raiding. We've got a big engagement right here now. Baltune committing, going into side of base of Valdemar. The Cairo Siphon burning down that tower. Emergency repair not coming in. Villagers evacuating, saying, see you later, alligator, we're going back.
Yeah, no emergency repair here for the tower. Actually surprising. He was about to fortify it. I thought that would definitely be worth it. Mango is out though now, and Baltune, his best way to deal with it would probably just be to get in range with the longbows, not get hit, and destroy.
Yeah, this is just a back and forth battle with Baltune trying to not get hit by that mangonel, but also trying to do damage. So we all go in, poke a bit, try to do some damage, go back again because he's afraid of the mangonel, and we even got a springled in the mix now.
Yeah, that fire ram is so annoying at the front there, just burning down everything in range, and can't really be contested because if Valdemar moves up to it and tries to take it out, then Baltune will move in his over 50 now, over 50 ranged units that are sitting outside.
Yeah, and that's the issue. Like, if you want to connect, you already get so much damage from range ball just trying to connect. So if you adjust the situation incorrectly, you get... oh wow, Lance connects up, getting hit a lot. But it's really hard to connect with the Cairo Siphon and not take too much damage from the army of Baltune.
Yeah. Sprinkled emplacement and the siege finally takes it out. And Baltune putting up a forward keep there, controlling that gold. He's also taking both sacred sites behind this. The timer is once again ticking. And Valdemar's feeling the pressure here.
Oh yeah, he's definitely boxed in. He's definitely with his back against the wall. And it's not leaning back, it's like pressured back. He's trying to engage. Some nice mango shots, taking out a couple of longbows. The cataphracts trampling on the army, trying to take out set mangonels. One mangonel's going down. Yes, pop, that's one. 2 is gonna get shot by all those longbows, and it goes down that fast. It pops as well, even with the repair. Springle, boom, another springle gone, and another one gone, and blah, all the siege is gone.
Yeah, the horsemen trying to go for a flank, and Baltune realizing in that moment, you know what? Your horsemen are not here. Your army is much smaller than mine. I'm just gonna go in. And immediately takes out the mangoes. Frontline disappears for Valdemar, and I do think 5 villagers died here for Baltune though, to those horsemen.
Yeah, he was raiding in the back with the horsemen when we were fighting there at the front of his base. That's what a lot of top players do, of course, like they're playing a lot of different points on the map, like they're having night raids on the gold, they're trying to take sacred sites, they're defending their base. That's the multitasking skills they have. We all see double layered walls coming up, so Valdemar's going really defensive, but he only got like 7 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Yeah, stonewalling the right side just so he does not have to worry about that. Just for a little bit at least, but the timer's not in his favor. He's the one forced to do things right now. And Baltune, look at his resources.
Oh yeah, he's really close to Imp, and he already secured the south. Oh, some horsemen trying to decap that sacred site, but there's a mangonel tower in the way, and they do a lot of damage, that's for sure. One horseman trying to save the day, trying to decap the other 3 horsemen, going to the behind of Baltune's base, trying to pick off some juicy villages, and that one horseman that's trying to decap is going down.
Yeah, foreign engineering company coming in for Baltune now. If he can make those elite upgrades come in before Valdemar has a way to react or to break out, it's going to be bad news for him. The horsemen immediately get taken out. They unfortunately run into a full stack of longbows that just popped. And what will Valdemar's plan be now? We do see a first trap. A second one is in queue. He already has 3 mangoes prepared.
Yeah, he needs to get rid of the keep first. That keep is kind of in his face. You could walk around it, but then you get these issues like your reinforcements are easy to pick off. Baltune could even walk into your base and then you have to go around the keep again. So you're really vulnerable on the back side of the keep if you try to ignore it. You could try to go for the sneaky decap, which is also difficult with all these walls coming up. So it's probably going to be a big mass of units by Valdemar trying to push forward, and it's going to be a do or die play.
Yeah. I have to wonder, Valdemar might be completely out of gold right now. He has 0 on gold. He has 3 relics trickling in, so he's pushing all of that into the siege. That is why he went for 29 spears, even though Baltune has a massive number of Varangian guard. We'll be happy with that. A massive number of longbows. I mean, he can go into horsemen as well, but Limit and A are also on the field. And Baltune with the foreign engineering company going for the objectively best bombard in the game. The Royal Cannon is about to pop out and will be starting to knock on those walls.
Yeah, that was kind of the issue Valdemar for a long time. He's been out of gold for a long time, and he does have 3 relics, but they're just regular relics. So there's 240 gold a minute. Like that's 240 gold a minute. That's 1 trap every minute, about that. And that's not a lot of resources to work with. So you get this trash army composition against premium units, and that's going to be so difficult to win.
Keeps about to pop down. You see the immediate mining camp. Valdemar is greedy for that gold, and rightfully so. But Baltune coming for a flank from the top side, coming from the front, coming from the left side. And if he can get some decent surround here with his army split like that, the Mangoes will not be able to find great shots. First shot though, decent connection.
Yeah, you see all those Varangian guards with the axes out, like the abilities click, so they do even more damage than they usually do, and the army is getting cleaned up.
Shots coming in. The Mangoes are still going strong, though the front line is now connecting with them. There's no siege works. Valdemar is still castle age, but surprisingly good fight for Valdemar here against the elite units of Baltune, and he's now pulling even more. He's pulling the prelates out. Springles are still up in the back there, but if you look at the army numbers, 33 Varangian guards are about to descend upon this.
Oh yeah, this is really good push for Valdemar, good fight, and he's gaining some of terrain, but it's still a long way to go to the sacred side, with only 4 minutes left, and he's gonna get pushed back now because there's another huge front line coming with all those Varangian guards that are streaming in, and we still got all those longbows from the backside sniping as many units as they can. Trebuchet joining in on the fight, Valdemar finally getting some gold in again, but we see his face.
But the Varangians are now on top of the siege. The Springles get taken out, and Valdemar knows what's up. He's not happy. He's not happy. First match goes to Baltune.
Yeah, but losing's tough. Like, losing is always tough. You know, it's the main event. It's the big stage. It's an important game. You feel the pressure. You really want to win. And then losing a game is a tough for you in a mental state. So I'm curious how will he recover in the second game. Because losing the first game is a tough blow.
Yeah, I saw him earlier taking notes in his little notebook there. He's prepared for Baltune. He'll have a plan for the second map. But yeah, look at that. He's a little hit by that. Let's hope his nerves hold up through this. Baltune looking very chill, all things considered.
Oh yeah, he looks really, really calm and relaxed. He's ready for this series. He probably did
Was
his
that a
research as
smirk?
well.
I think there was a quick smirk there.
And it was a quick smirk. It was the smile, you know. But yeah, we're used to top players, you know, being prepared and knowing what your opponent wants to do. So a lot of players try to pick off meta civs on certain maps just to throw the opponent off. Just because if you play the best civ, it's so easy to counter.
You're talking about Giljardi, aren't you? But let's take a quick look at those graphs. You see the military value lead for Valdemar with the burger, trying to overrun him there. And he just never could find the eco damage that he was looking for. He just went into the base, but Baltune was defending beautifully. All his villagers were outside of the danger zone and were just not reachable.
Yeah. But look at the end of the graph where the Imperial Age is. Valdemar took really good fights. Like, you see the peak all the way down to 1200 military value lead.
I mean, you see that military value lead. I'll have to say to that. The longbows, those 50 plus longbows that Baltune had, they're not in this military graph. You cannot see them.
Of course not.
Because they were made from oil.
Of course not. You can't see them, but still, it seems like he had a really good fight, and we saw him gaining terrain. But then the reinforcements came back in from Baltune, and he couldn't get on those sides.
Oh yeah, the first side decap actually surprised me at the bottom there, but Baltune was cooking something else. He was cooking that keep in the middle on the gold, and with absolutely no access to gold, Valdemar just could not keep up right there. Even if he had gone for the Imperial play, it wouldn't have given him anything because he couldn't afford any upgrades.
Yeah, that's the important thing, and that's why a lot of H3 players just go into the Reckless, because they double the amount of gold you get from a relic, and it's way easier to get into Imp, get into those juicy upgrades, either incendiary arrows or like elite upgrades or tight barns or all those juicy Imperial upgrades that you can get.
Oh yeah, the burger is the tempo play. If you do that, you want to do so much damage that your opponent will either be dead or be able to not recover.
Yeah, or at least crippled enough that he can barely walk. So I guess we're going into the second match right now. Let's see if we can find some sort of draft or map.
Boys, dear production, we can keep talking about this graph, but we all watch the game right now. So there we go.
Cool. Nice.
And we already have the second map.
Let me jump into the screen again.
Of Arabia.
The Rise of Arabia.
Are you getting happy tingles when you see Arabia? Because that is what I heard Baltune say yesterday.
Does he like the map that much that he get happy tingles?
Like, I don't know. They just all want Adico back. They want the Dry Arabia Open Masters. They just want to play Arabia all day.
Of course, I see a lot of people say it's the most balanced maps, and I agree it's the most balanced maps, but I like these weird maps where you have to play off meta or where it gets chaotic, but that's just a personal preference. You know, I'll play on on crazy maps like Golden Heights or French Pass or stuff like that. Yeah, I know. You know, just I'm playing for fun. You know, I think
That's
a lot
weird.
of Conqueror peoples don't know what it is, but it's possible.
No. I do think that everyone's here is having fun, except maybe the moment you lose on that stage, then it might not be as great.
Oh, no. Losing is horrible. Doesn't matter what rank you are. I hate losing. Yeah, I really hate it.
I'll take that. I'll accept it. But Arabia, let's take a look at those civs. What do you think is usable, and what do they want to keep back? We've got Lipany in the pool still. We've got Basin. And we've got 4 lakes. Now, I know what my favorites for 4 lakes are when I look at Baltune's side. I know what my favorite for 4 lakes is potentially when I look at Valdemar's. But it could be Mongols, it could be Ayyubid, or it could even be OTD. Like,
yeah,
this
on
is
4
a
lakes
hard
you
one
want
to call.
OTD. But we're seeing Delhi for Baltune, and we're seeing the Ayyubid pick for Valdemar. So we're gonna have those 3 upgrades fighting against the special upgrades in the House of Wisdom.
I like that for Valdemar, actually. Now, of course, Delhi has been buffed quite a bit in the meantime, but we do all remember the times when Ayyubid was one of the only civs that could be used against Delhi on land and even have a smidgen of a chance. And now that we're in the time of people actually using the healers, I'm not going to say abusing, but dervishes are pretty good, guys. I'll be expecting great things from Valdemar here, and there is that nice castle timing that you can and should abuse behind that.
The nice thing about the Ayyubids, like they got camels, and as Delhi, you really want to go into those Ghazi Raiders because they're such a good unit. They're like a pumped up horseman.
You keep the tempo high.
So you actually, you're already getting countered because you want to go into Gaza, but you really can't because you got a lot of camels against you. But you know, so it's pretty good for Ayyubids.
It's definitely doable for Ayyubids. What do you think that expression meant right there?
It's so difficult to read their minds, but I don't know if they're already like in game yet and seeing the spawn on like, oh god, I got 2 forward goals or something. Like I don't know. That's a possibility.
They're not there just yet. But like when you sit in voice chat with Baltune right there, and he's coaching Jiggly, and you just hear him exhaling in a certain way, you already know exactly what that means. But I can't read
But maybe you just saw Boy with his tuna fish paper again running through the audience. Like that would be something I can imagine happening, and Baltune thinking, not again.
Not again. Come on, give me the hype.
Give me the hype in the color purple, pink. It's pink. I'm colorblind. I'm old. I can say wrong colors. In the top, in the north, in the color pink, we got Baltune playing as the Delhi Sultanate. Colors, boys, come in. And in the bottom, playing in the color yellow, we got the Camel Enjoyer. Valdemar playing as the Ayyubids. Immediately starting on those juicy berries.
Opening with the mill on the berries there. We do see him sometimes skip that and go for just the sheep, which is just a little bit faster age up, but doesn't matter. It's a personal preference. And if you're worried about any Delhi Ghazi Raiders coming in and harassing you, maybe take that outside food first. We do just see these standard openings. And what do we say about the map spawn? Do you think we'll see some Ayyubid Pro Scout here? It's the preferred method if you want to stay long in feudal and fight. And Delhi will get it automatically.
Yeah, the Delhi gets it automatically. It's just a little bit delayed. But we got one deer spawn on the other side of the wood spawn. You could push that in. Oh, but it's the Delhi.
Yeah, Valdemar
I was looking at the Delhi. Valdemar has one spawn that he can push in. Like on the left side, on the west side of his base, he could push those in. That should be doable.
I can see that
and on the right side, he could pretty easily wall that off.
Yeah, Valdemar going for a little sneak peek at Baltune's base. It's a standard Delhi base. We're probably going to see a Dome of the Faith in just a second. And Valdemar about to hit that age up. And it is... Drum roll. We can't see it because the Golden Age button is on top of it. It is the Grove Wing.
Free villagers. Like, who doesn't like free? Like, everything's we want in these days is free. And as a Dutch person, we even like free stuff even more. Like, we love it.
I'm not quite sure how to react to that, but I'll just notice the fact that Valdemar split his villagers and he's not going to eat out those berry bushes until they get boosted up by his wing. Baltune in the meantime, Dome of the Faith with 5. He's going to be looking for a speedy age up so he can queue those free tags earlier. Free stuff is nice, yeah, I do say. Even German people like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like free stuff, but the Dome of the Fate means he's gonna make more scholars. The Dome of the Fate has discount on scholars even though they are built slower. And then you put them in your mask and your technologies are being researched faster. And all those technologies are free. So Delhi, like a really nice save for Dutch people, because you can just take everything for free.
And the more of the scholars you have that are discounted, the faster you get your free stuff.
Especially if you get like Castle Age with like 13, 14, 15 scholars. It's like 2 minutes and all the castle upgrades are in. It's a lot of saved resources.
Value. And the same thing happens for Imperial.
Yeah, it takes a little while longer because you like need like 25 scholars for that. But then you can take all these juicy upgrades like adjustable crowbars. That's like 2,500 resources. And it's like in 4 minutes or 5 minutes it's done.
I got that for free, buddy.
First age up coming in. That's for Baltune. He's age 2 now. And we see all those upgrades getting queued up, including Sanctity. So Sanctity will finish around 7 minutes, I guess. So we can immediately go out on those sacred sites. And we see that 2 sacred sites on the east side of the map. They're kind of close.
A little bit closer together, yeah.
And with all the units that Baltune can pump out, because that's an advantage of Delhi, you don't have to invest resources in those technologies, so you can invest them in military units. It should be doable to hold. You can even wall it pretty easily, like just a little wall between those wood lines, and then a wall next to the bore, and you're pretty safe.
Valdemar being very heavy on the wood here, and we do see a stable come up as well as an archery range, indicating some aggression, or, I mean, he has to fight for the
Yeah,
sacred
he has to
site, so
contest, like he can't give them away.
that is 100%. And Baltune actually prioritizing the Pro Scout upgrade here. He's not going for a second mill, as we sometimes see. He's just not gonna get the horticulture or the survival techniques just yet.
And we see the scout of Valdemar checking out what Baltune is doing. Like, even if we have meta play, you still want to know what your opponent is doing. Like, he could do a mind game. He could try to throw you off. He could do some shenanigans and do some kind of all-in. So you always have to be up to date. What's my opponent doing?
Yeah, first Ghazis have entered the field, and we do see the Horseman and Raider comp for Valdemar, which is very nice, because the Ghazi also get extra bonus damage towards your Desert Raiders, because they have a range tag. If they hit something else, you're just golden.
Yeah, like one-on-one Ghazi versus Desert Raider, that should be really, really equal. Like a Horseman against the Desert Raider, I think barely wins, but Ghazi versus Desert Raider? I'm not really sure. Do you know that?
The Raider still wins, but it is close, and now there's 3 of them, so Valdemar has to take a little bit of care here not to lose his first Raider for free. That would be real awkward. And Baltune's just gonna go for the kill, and he will get it because the Ghazi are just faster.
Oh, Desert
Not a
Raider
great
going
fight.
down. That's the first camel. Good micro by Baltune. Trying to pick off those Desert Raiders first. Ignore the Horseman completely, because the Horseman is just a meat shield. It's just like to tank and to throw it away. Trying to block it with a scout. It's 4 HP. The Ghazi is going home and is gonna get healed up by that Scholar.
So Baltune losing absolutely nothing in that fight, except for a little bit of research time, because he's gonna be popping out that Scholar. But he can also just pop it out, because Sanctity is about to finish, and he will move towards those sacred sites, and then he can just heal there.
Yeah, we're like 6 minutes and 50 seconds in, and we're gonna have some Scholars walking through the sacred sites. I see one on the east side. I see one going to the west side. I think on the middle one is a reinforcement unit. We even see one going to the third sacred site. Beltune's like, I got the map control. There's nothing you can do to stop me. I'll just take them all 3 at once.
Yeah, and now we'll see who moves to which side, where Baltune's army will be defending.
Yeah, like Valdemar wants to contest it, because you can't have the Delhi player have 3 sacred sites. That's so much gold income. It's not 100 gold a minute. I think it's 150 gold a minute.
125.
125. That's also really good, because it's still 375 gold every minute. That's like almost 10 villages on gold, but then for free.
We do see Valdemar now moving into an infantry comp behind this, has the spear upgrade in, producing archers as well, and Baltune reading that perfectly, already going into his own archers. But he's also producing the first scouts. Pro Scout will be starting to come in, and his food will skyrocket in unless Valdemar can contest it. And he's very busy right now contesting other things.
Oh yeah, he's trying to raid in the back with his horsemen, not only for raids but also for information. He's trying to decap sides, like the east side is trying to get decapped. He's also trying to decap the west side. And he's also trying to decap the middle side with a bigger army. So they're splitting their attention, they're splitting their armies, and it's a multitask fight right here.
Yeah, nice grab there. Bottom side will not be capped. The Scholar will likely also not make it home. At the same time, he sees that Baltune is on the berries in the back. Maybe he'll send some raiding party over there. Valdemar, Baltune scouts out that Valdemar has his own archers now, and immediately queues up more of his own. And another Ghazi is being added as well.
Yeah,
2 sacred sites for Baltune right now.
Valdemar going for the dry comp. You know, you got the spearmen against the Ghazi. You got the archers against potential spearmen. They trade pretty even in other archers as well. He's got his horsemen against the archers, so he's got all the components to defeat the opponent's army. Like, the only issue is, if he loses one component, you're already down on amount of units. Like, if you lose all your spearmen, you don't have enough archers to contest, because the other guy has way more archers.
Exactly. And we do see that Valdemar, he's trying to move towards that last sacred site, but Baltune, I think, is okay with that. He's currently happy pro scouting, and he is stacking up on just Ghazi. I do wonder, he has a lot of gold going for him. He's still producing scholars, no questions asked, but this looks like a castle play to me.
Yeah, and there's so many Ghazi queued up, like in big masses. It's so difficult to micro and to connect with the right units, because there's just so many spearmen in the way. I don't know if I would rather have that food into my age up.
Boar being pulled, nice touch right there. I do enjoy me that from Valdemar. But yeah, he has to run. This sacred site will not be decapped. He's adding in a little bit more to his cavalry comp, staying in feudal for now, because he spent all of his resources there. And yeah, Baltune is still floating a lot. Looks like is he not quite sure if he can do it, or if he's just waiting for that income through the pro scouts?
Well, it's really difficult to judge if you're in game. Like, we see all the units on the map. We can even see in the top how many spearmen he has, how many desperate he has.
Yeah,
but
now he's going.
Yeah, he's going right now. But Valdemar, we've got some Ghazi connecting with those spearmen, and Baltune knows what Valdemar's up to.
Yeah, you see a little raiding party going there all the way in the back towards the berries that Valdemar scouted out earlier. And he knows that there was an attempt at castle, and Baltune looking to not go through with it for now. He needs to remake more army, because Valdemar's about to push in.
Yeah, and one villager going down. I'm not really sure if it just popped in just in time. We had some micro there. We also got some fighting on the sacred side. We got some fighting on the wood line. And the scholar not getting the sacred side again, and will be dead in just a second.
If I'm one of those scholars and I get sent out alone as a scapegoat, like, what are you doing, controller? Please, I hate it here.
I guess he was just the Einzelganger.
Valdemar's army now looking pretty scary, because if you look at Baltune's military count, keep in mind there is 9 scholars. They can be popped out to heal, but they're not, directly speaking, combat units. And House of Learning coming in. He just did some market things. And by the way, did you notice Baltune's blacksmith has been super delayed? He just didn't have one. Did he forget it?
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine so, being a top player, but it's gonna happen to the best of us. But I'm more looking at the army composition, and I think Valdemar's army composition is a little bit stronger right now than Baltune's, but he's not really committing as of yet. Would he be able to smell the Baltune's already aging up?
Yeah, he's going straight towards the base. He sees the stables are prepped. Does Baltune also have a barracks somewhere, or will it just be the knights that he's gonna go for? Which are, of course, a little bit countered by the fact that we have Desert Raiders who will do quite well against that. The feudal age to veterancy upgrades for Baltune will be out for like 2 minutes, so he cannot immediately get them like other civilizations would. And he only, I'll say only, has 9 scholars to his name. There's of course the option of the elephant.
And age up begins, so Valdemar knows what he's up to. He's with his army inside his base. We see some army going up top, we see some army going to bottom. Horsemen and Desert Raiders diving the wood line, not getting any villages as of yet.
Oh,
army backing off.
Come on. We do have the push and the bottom there, ramming the production, which, if you kill any of these productions, it will delay Baltune's upgrades, assuming he has them in that particular building. He'll have to remake them in something else. The progress is being saved necessarily, but we have a big engagement now. The horsemen are at the front. Baltune doesn't have any spears, so this is all not countered directly, and Baltune's just moving behind his TC, of course, firing, and no armored units. Baltune's not spending his resources. What is he doing? We have some archers coming in now. Upgrades are still halfway out, and Valdemar is just going for blood. He's just moving in, and Baltune, nice block there. We have a Wololo attempt at the top, but Valdemar even spotting out that, moving out in time, and he'll be able to take that out. It's not looking great for Baltune, but there's the first elephant in queue. If something can save this, it's big and grey and mean.
But at what cost, Chris? At what cost? Like, he threw away all his army is gone. Even the units that are popping out will die. The Ram already took out one production builder, he can take out a couple. We got raids going on as well. Baltune going for the south gold vein, trying to sneak in some gold so he can make those armored units. There's so much idle time as well, and Valdemar just flooding units, trying to find vills, trying to get as much damage in as he can.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Valdemar's reinforcements actually. He was struggling a little bit on the foot there, and Elephant is about to pop out. There is not enough raiders and spears to deal with that, but we do see more spears in the production queue now. And Baltune, 22 of his vills are idle. He managed to sneak out some towards the southern gold, which was a great move.
It's gonna get scouted. We see a yellow dot going to the gold vein. Will you see it?
Don't do it! Don't do it! He's going to the big vein first.
Oh, but it's just a matter of time before he finds it. And once he finds it, he's gonna get caught with his pants down, and all those villagers will get hunted. Elephant coming out here to save the day.
There's the elephant, and we do have that passive income.
That was close.
Oh, close one. Elephant is out, and Baltune needs to pay attention. This is now his only lifeline. This is his only military unit that he currently has. Upgrades have been finished for the veterancy.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's looking real grim.
Yeah, but still Valdemar going for the castle transition. He's also afraid of the elephant. He doesn't really have the units to deal with it. He got 6 spearmen, and he's got a desert raider for the unease buff, but it's not terrific. But he did a lot of damage. He managed to get 10 Vil kills in total. He took down a lot of production. He delayed the relics grabs, and he can go to castle himself.
Yeah, the sheer fact that Baltune is still alive with 38 villagers is a miracle to me right now. He pulled all of those vills away. He had 2 towers defending. He had 15 in his TC. And yeah, just 10 going down.
And is this gonna be the great escape, or they're gonna get caught out?
I cursed him. He sees the vills.
Oh yeah, and immediately when I said it, Valdemar hit his castle ace. We see a lot of upgrades coming in. Do you know what it's called? It's the Mumlux, something that gives a lot of bonus. The Sultan's Mumlux. Infantry gains plus 25 damage. Yes, that's the one that we were talking about yesterday. But he also managed to delay the grabbing of the relics. Baltune only 1 relic in as of yet. And those dervishes, they are really fast. They're gonna pick up some relics as well.
Yeah, we see Baltune moving into knights now and crossbows. So expecting those armored units coming in. Valdemar going for his ghulams. So that's a nice move on Baltune's part. But just the sheer amount of difference. I'm not sure Baltune can do this. Still just 1 elephant. He's sitting on 1600 gold. And he's not paying anything for his upgrades. So he could be potentially marketing here just a little bit.
Yeah, like 4 foot is gonna be an issue. Like, he's got some deer in the base, but his berries are being denied. He's got constant raids on his wood line. A couple of crossbowmen going down again. TC trying to help out. All those vills running away again, and the elephant doing what he can, but even hitting when running away, he's still taking a lot of damage. Not enough scholars to hit it up. Another scholar going down. This is real tricky. This is real tricky.
Yeah, Elephant is still alive, so Baltune might still be alive, but losing more vills there, losing 3-4 scholars at the bottom there. That's the most important thing for him right now, and I don't think the Elephant will come out of this. Baltune tapping out. Beautiful timing push there by Valdemar, just hitting Baltune in the moment he was most vulnerable.
Yeah, really nice game by both. I thought it was really equal at the start of the game. They were just both fighting for a position on the map. They were fighting for the sacred sites. Meanwhile, Baltune was taking in the deer. It looked really solid, but with the tri-comp and all those Ghazis, I think that was the biggest issue for Baltune, just having way too much Ghazi.
Yeah, the second your opponent goes into a lot of spears and you can't really find damage on his base,
all of those Ghazis, as much as they're a paper shield, they can't really take a straight up fight anymore.
Yeah, Ghazi are great for like having raids on villagers or controlling the map or decapping sides, but they're not the best unit to fight straight up. And that's the thing. Valdemar managed to force Baltune to fight in his base because otherwise he was losing all those fills. So Baltune had to commit with his Ghazis into a fight. But like how many Ghazis did he make? Like 25 or something? That's 2,500 food invested in Ghazi.
That's a lot. Like
that's a lot.
I'd say it's fine, but you have to keep the sacred sites behind this. You have to keep that ball rolling just so you can immediately roll into the castle age. And Valdemar was just doing a great job on decapping them immediately. Usually when you see Delhi go for that castle play, you see still like 2 or 3 sites lit up. This just was not the case.
Yeah, there was nice and quick decaps, that's for sure. But then still, I think you shouldn't be afraid, like even if you're Delhi, just to put some more vills on gold and go castle age that way. Because if you're hanging around on feudal when you already lost map control, you're just like waiting to get overwhelmed.
Yeah, you're just waiting to be killed at that point. Those are some nice matchup. Do you see that Demu
Is playing
mirror?
Demu?
I mean, if one guy can do it, we're going to
just to
Byzantine.
be
Look,
nice.
that guy. If you've never seen that map, that's Byzantine. It's been reworked. It's been around for quite a long time, but we've updated it. Cow talked about it a little bit in the stream yesterday. That's the other thing. That's the other thing we want to point at. There, right there. You're not trying to stick your finger into Valdemar again, right? We're pointing at the donation bar, boys. We're pointing.
I'm trying to push the donation bar any further so we get even more money for the players.
Any luck?
Cow sneaking
in.
Yes. He understands us. He knows what to do.
Guys,
But
Byzantine. Hey, we're at $6,253. It's an amazing show of support, but you can make that even bigger. If you enjoy this event, if you enjoy any of our events that are going on, and if you want to see more of them potentially this year, maybe we'll get a King of the Rockies too. There's no official yet, but hey,
Yeah,
I didn't see anything, and Draxus is not gonna kill me for this. So,
but there's no one that can help but you.
Ooh.
I think we encourage them enough to donate even more, so we can still do our hobby the best way we can. We're still waiting for the Sys to pick. We see Sushi. There it is, the Sushi. It's safe for Byzantine against Malians.
I mean, there's potentially 3 more games to be played. It is 1-1. Do you want to burn your best Civ right here? Do you want to keep it for later when you're down in the dredges? But we still have Japan for 4 lakes. It's pretty obvious where he's going to play that. Though both French variants are good on that map. And we do have French also being quite decent for Lipany. So I'll say, why not Sushi here?
Yeah, but still, you're getting Malians against you now. And the Malian ecos is so good. Even if you go into a really quick pro scout, which Sushi can do, and go into this really fast castle timing, the window of opportunity, the window to punish the Malian economy is so small. I think, and it's in my experience, it's Malian favorite.
You'll say this is Malian favored. Okay, I'll hold you to that. I still say, because Sushi can also make a Dark Age barracks. There's the option to pressure. Cow just
That's
being
good.
like,
That's good, yeah, good.
What does he know about balance, right?
Yeah, I know. Like he only does video production and he only observes and.
So what we're taking away from
never
this
talks
is,
with top players.
I think it's Sushi favored. You think it's Malian favored. We will figure that out, and I'm most interested to see if Baltune will be trying to apply some Dark Age pressure. Of course, depending on the spawn, if Valdemar doesn't have a back gold to burn. Changes to Byzantine, real quick. It used to not be very popular, but now the Sacred Side is not quite in your base anymore. So that's nice. Still very hard to go for.
And the
Sacred
board
Side
and the big gold vein are more to the middle and more next to each other. So there's some adjustments that made the map a little bit better.
And the market is no longer all the way in the corner, so it is not as... I'm not going to use the word obnoxiously
tradable anymore.
It is tradable. It is just not extremely trade favored.
So we're kind of waiting for the game to go. Yeah, game coming in. Yeah, that's gray. Those hairs are gray. You're feeling it right.
I'm trying to pull the dirt. It worked!
Bill!
It worked!
And Bill contributed $50!
It worked! I pulled it. Bill came in. Shout out to the
Great.
Bill. We wish you could be here, buddy, but next time, right?
And the game is off. And in the north, in the color yellow, playing at the Malians, we got Valdemar starting out on wood. And his beautiful, beautiful stack in the middle of his TC. And in the south, playing in the color pink, it's Baltune on Sushi Leggies, which has a beautiful boat in the middle of his TC.
I mean, he's a tuna. It just makes sense.
Yeah, he likes fish or fishing in general. So we see the scouts trying to pick up a couple of sheep. We hear the sheep sounds of sheep being picked up. We immediately see Baltune going to the gold. So no Dark Age barracks shenanigans.
It's just, he doesn't need it. Because Zushi's already so fast. You don't need to delay your opponent. But nice little detail there, because Valdemar is still chopping wood with one more villager. He's going to go for another house right there. And then another house. He's going to go for the full round. And then he'll have enough to immediately afford the Pro Scouts.
Yeah, and all those houses boost the gold income of the pit mine, because every house boosts it a little bit. And the pit mine is giving a lot of gold income a minute. Looking at the second gold mines, they're all very far away. That's gonna be hard to defend. Like, you got the gold vein on the right side with the bears and the relic. Like that's a very long distance to walk from your base. And the other gold vein by the deer and by the boar, it's really far forward. And then you still have that both of your pit mines are really far away from each other.
Yeah, it's very scary to defend right there. And do we expect Baltune to apply some feudal pressure here? We know it's likely going to be the Pro Scout play for both players. Valdemar coming in from the front. Okay, no, he realizes there's not enough space to squeeze through with the scout. As far as sheep go, looks like I don't see too many trailing the Malian scout here, so Baltune will likely have a little bit of a better time of that. If we see both of those faces, we can't tell. Oh, Baltune once again smiling. He's smiling for the camera. Love it. Love to see it. This is a nice meditation garden. This is about as good as you can find it in a regular game.
Yeah, you got berries, you got gold, you got stone, you got wood. Like, all together, I think he's gonna go over the 100 resources a minute. So he's a happy Sushi player, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Of course, they have got these amazing spawns with like 3 berry bushes. So sometimes I get pictures in my DM from, yeah, look at this medication garden. I got 150 food a minute.
How is this fair?
Never happens to me.
Yeah, it does happen. If you play team games a lot and there's quirky spawns, then I had 200 plus meditation gardens before. It is. Let's talk about other things that are.
You map hacker.
Hey, nobody knows that. Anyway, Massacre is also going up, which will be 75 resources per minute for Valdemar. No trade tower for him, which you usually just use as a defensive landmark, because nobody actually gets to trade with Malians anymore, because you usually die if you do that. But look at his gold going up towards the 275 mark, and he'll just have to put up a mill in the stable.
Early in the season, we had some Malians fooling around with the Saharan trade network, trying to make it work, trying to wall off the map and getting those toll outposts, but it's already gone again. They tried it, and it wasn't working. So back to the Monza Quarry again, back to the either Cow Boom or Farimba, but I'm seeing a lot of Cow Boom again. Cow's happy.
Yeah, he's
like,
pumping his fist.
Like, now I don't need to multiply myself. Yay! I got 20 friends in game.
My god, 20 friends? You'll not be able to handle that.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
a
mean.
big party right there.
I apologize, that was super mean. Baltune opening up
with a horseman and a scout extra. So, look, there's pro scouts. Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised because it's the matter. Like a lot of people go pro scouts first before they go to castle because the amount of deer you get, the amount of food you get, the fast gathering rate, it's just insane.
Yeah, extra gathering rate. There's the stable for Valdemar and his pro scouts is already on the way. But Baltune with the supervision, he's just gonna finish right now at pretty much the 5-minute mark, and his scouts are already moving out.
Look how many resources he's getting, you know. 36 from the food, about 27 from the wood, 25 from gold, 25 for stone. That's over 100 resources a minute, and that's so free. We see the horseman trying to check out the gold vein, trying to apply some burn damage, some pressure, you know, just get some distraction. But we also see the barracks already coming up. Valdemar really wants to contest those pro scouts. He really wants to have as much deer as he can.
Yeah, the thing is, Valdemar's scouts are better, but the timing is just so good for Baltune that you'll already be pro scouting at the time that you're ready to fight. So if Baltune just makes that extra horseman, then you can't even approach with your better scouts and contest what's already happening. So yeah, you do need that barracks.
Yeah, but Baltune's going for the south deer. Like that's a really safe play. He just wants his own 2 deer packs in, so it's equal in amount of food. So both get 14 deer. And then he'll probably want to go to castle as well. But Valdemar, on the other hand, like he wants to get as much deer as he can as well. But he still needs to either set up a scout boom or go for a firmer play. But we even got an archer race coming up right now.
Yeah, Baltune immediately scouts it out, but Valdemar knows where the scout is, knows that he's been discovered with the archery range. I do wonder if it's going to be in effect at all, but Baltune already going into some zooks of his own. Horseman zook, and of course, lots and lots of scouts who are going straight for Valdemar's deer there on the left side. Donzo's on the way, and will they be in time though?
Yeah, that's a change of plans, like from getting your safe deer, maybe just to boost.
Pull the boar!
Do it!
No boar shenanigans. It's just hitting in the face shenanigans, trying to let him drop the deer. But 2 deer carcasses in the middle of the map now is gonna take a lot of attention span and Marco to pick them up again and bring them home.
Yeah, and it's the warrior scouts, so this guy is actually faster than regular scouts. He will be able to pick up the kill
to save the day. Oh, he's down for the count.
And he's gonna die for it, because those are 3 horsemen. Never mind.
No, he's not gonna die for that. He's gonna run away. Those horsemen, they don't want to chase the scout to the edge of the map. They want to contest those deers.
He wants to die for it. He really is trying.
No, he's baiting. He's just baiting. He's like, come, I have a nice place here in the corner. Come and see the couple of trees that are there.
Yeah. Seeing Valdemar going into the javelin throwers now that he's discovered the zooks. And it's just a beautiful interplay there. Survival techniques come in for Valdemar so he can gather faster. It looks like it will be a fairly even distribution of the deer. Right side has not been gathered for him yet, but he's getting this full pack. And Baltune grabbed both of his. Yeah, oh my god, Baltune doesn't even know where the other deer pack is. Never mind.
Valdemar's just getting it for himself, so it's going to be pretty equal. 2 deer packs for both. I think that's fine for the Zushi player. Like, you really want those deer because it postpones your farm transition. And Malians, they like the deer, but they most of the times want cows as well. And then it's just equal sharing.
I really like this play by Baltune right now. He's going for a lot of Zuginu here. Lots and lots of them trying to force Valdemar into investing into the very expensive javelin throwers. And behind this, he's already sitting on 850 food. It is very fast for him to gather the taxes and go for a little bit extra gold. And then with the Tang Dynasty, with the discounted castle age, he'll just be able to pop up. And he even has faster building speed because he's a China variant. Got an engagement in the middle now, though.
Yeah, but Valdemar immediately backing off. Not really want to have to fight right now. Not really confident if army can beat the other one. And Baltune doesn't really want to fight because he wants to go castle right now. I don't know if we left like Garrison's coming in. Can we have a look at Valdemar's base, what he's doing right now? And there is the first cattle ranch coming.
First cattle ranch, and Baltune is about to click to Castle Age. Keep in mind, he doesn't need the full 1200, he doesn't need the full 600. He's just about to get it, and with this many on gold, he will click up any second. Looking at that Shaolin monastery that he can also use to grab the relics real fast. And Valdemar, 11 donzos and counting, and 7 javelins and counting. He's just moving out. He's smelling something's wrong. There's not enough Zooks here to make this an effective push.
Yeah.
And he's also pushing back because he wants his own deer pack.
Yeah, and Shaolin Monastery, you also get these Shaolin monks. That are those bald monks with a stick that he can even fight. And they're pretty strong. They pack a punch.
Can
you
we
wouldn't
call
expect
them
them
the
from
Muslims here
those
on this
religious
stream?
people. But they can do a lot of damage.
Bart, can we call them the Muslims on the stream, or is this
No,
not
no,
allowed
no,
on this
no,
stream?
no,
Okay,
no,
we'll not do
no,
it.
no.
I'm sorry.
No, there are lines that cannot be crossed. That's one of them. You know, we need to be child-friendly. So we get the army of Valdemar trying to take a look at Baltune's base, trying to find out what's gone, trying to do some damage before those castle upgrades get hit, before he can do something with those castle units.
You can see the supervision coming in there, how fast the upgrade bar is moving for the Zuginu now. 14 of them are on the field. As soon as they're up, it's 10 javelin throwers. They might not all be here in front yet, but it's still very hard for Baltune to push. But first knights are already coming out, and all he needs to do is get rid of the Donzo.
Imperial official getting sniped!
That's
Look
rough.
at him there, lying on the ground. That's a heavy loss.
It is so nice to snipe them against the Zushi legacy, because they need to remake them from the town center. They're more expensive than a villager. They take longer to produce.
Yeah, that's a really valuable pickup, but also getting the second gold fine during this attack, because he knew Baltune was aging up, he knew he was backing off, so he knew he had the time to get another pit mine in, and now just kiting back, trying to gain some time to go castle himself. Musafari coming in against those lancers.
Nice throw. So he's just one-shotting every time he has a throw ready on those horsemen.
Oh, that's so nice. You know, that's a lot of free units that you can take from the opponent. It's 730 destroyed value against 90. That's a lot.
Yeah, Baltune just couldn't find an angle yet to approach. He's trying to bait Valdemar into turning around and fighting, but Valdemar is not gonna be lured. And Baltune sees the other pit mine. He's potentially ready to give that up again, I think, because he doesn't want to fight.
Goes down. And another one gone. That's 2 free Zooks again. Valdemar trading so efficiently and going up with the Grand Fulani Corral with 6 cows behind it. Horticulture already in, which boosts those cows because they like to be nurtured. Walls coming up, parts of the map getting secured.
We've got the villager on the smoke break. Yes, thank you, Carl.
Yes.
That guy just doesn't want to be disturbed. He had a long day.
Yeah, he's looking at his mobile phone. He's just looking at those YouTube shorts, you know, getting distracted.
Fine. Valdemar is a vital villager. Let's not bully him for it, okay? It happens to the best of us. Grand Fulani Corral with 9 about to finish. And no more cows coming in. He's preparing his gold for those upgrades, which are faster for the Malians. So they'll take half the time. And they're also discounted.
Yeah, just a quick intermission, like we're making a joke at like getting distracted by your mobile phone, and immediately I see like 3 heads turning around. I can relate. Oh, and another Zuko now. Valdemar going castle now, but Baltune can't fight. He can't contest. He needs to go back to his base.
Yeah, Valdemar's taking beautiful fights here, actually. It is scary to go all the way out here, but he's feeling confident now because Baltune didn't choose to take a direct fight yet. But there's 4 knights, and we've got 18 donzos. If Baltune can get rid of the donzos, this cavalry will feast. If not, then there's not really a whole lot that Baltune can do.
Yeah, but this is a classic, because if you got this huge range ball, you could just go back, shoot again, go back in, shoot again, and you can get so much free damage.
Attempted flank,
attempted flank, but Dance's blocking, and a lot of Zooks going down, only like 6 Zooks left there.
You see Baltune now going into Dolly horses with the 20% extra attack speed. But yeah, Donzo numbers are still holding strong. And Baltune, what is he doing behind this? We see he had brought 2 relics home. But other than that, still just knights and Zeus.
Yeah, I already got a lot of stone from his meditation garden. Now a couple of scouts dying as well. But what do you want to do with that stone? Like, you can't really go to
where's
second
the keep
TC
going?
right now.
Where's the keep going is my question.
Yeah, the keep.
Is he going to put it on the boar and the big gold vein, which is of course a nice position. There's also the fact that maybe you want to protect your meditation garden.
Yeah, but that's difficult. Like, you're getting suppressed, repressed right now by this huge army in front of your base. But Valdemar taking a sweet time to burn down the meditation garden first. He has all the time in the world, it seems.
Valdemar doing a great job here, and behind this he went up 3 more cows. Baltune, is he gonna try and take another fight here? Every time he moves out though, he just gets thrown at and then he pulls back, gets another pair of spears in the back as he retreats. It's a lot of knights though. Nice charge.
Nice connections and a lot of charges that hit the javelin throwers. The dancers weren't in the best of positions, and now Valdemar's going to back off, poke a little bit, but he can't really contest this anymore.
Yeah, it's 25 Zooks now, and the first nest of B is about to pop. This is getting real scary for Valdemar, and he realizes he's just gonna run. And as I say that, he tries to take more pot shots. This is very scary for him though, because knights, they are faster. If Baltune realizes the spears are far away.
Yeah, meanwhile, Valdemar already went into second TC himself. We see second TC coming up for Belgium now. Both players taking a short little break for fighting just to fix their base, fix their macro, fix their economy. We get walls coming up and another engagement at the meditation garden.
Yeah. You know what? I think Baltune's fine with this, because behind all of that, he secured 4 of the relics. And Valdemar, while he still has the superior economy right now with 9 cows that are getting doubled up almost by the Fulani Corral, but it's not the full cow boom, and he just didn't pull ahead in the meantime. He doesn't have the full map control. He didn't take his home sacred side. He will, however, I think, secure that relic.
Yeah, like, it's really good for Baltune to have those 4 relics, because it's a lot of gold. It's like 8 villagers on gold for a passive
Come on,
income.
Baltune, please repair the meditation garden.
He tried, but those villagers got shot by the javelin throwers again just a minute ago.
They're not here anymore. This thing is burning.
Yeah, but we got the raiding party coming in. There's like 8 knights going to the top side of the base, trying to find some trying to do some counter damage on the eco of Valdemar, because Baltune knows that he's scaling behind.
He's coming around, and did you just see those farms being added in on those berries there next to the knights? This might be a bad connection.
There's some potential damage right there. Will Baltune find it? Will he snuff him out? He's probably gonna... Oh, yeah, we got an attack move clicked right beside those berries and woodland. And he sees them, and there's a charge incoming. And there's one on the villager hit in the face. He's walking right past him. There's another villager going down. 2, 3, 4, 5 villagers dead already. That's some nice pickup right there.
Yeah, Donzos are here now. But that was a very nice connection on those vills. Kills quite a few of them, and now he's just gonna go home. He's not gonna do what we saw yesterday, getting lost in the enemy base and trapped in a corner. Oh my god, I still have PTSD from that.
We see the Jeanne tower coming up for Baltune is in the Song Dynasty. So the Song Dynasty of Sushi means you got cheaper economic buildings. So you got a cheaper TC, you got cheaper granaries. Granaries are unlocked right now.
Don't leave that guy alone. He was just doing his job.
He's carrying the wood back home. He's like, yeah, I'm good with my life, but I'm taking this wood home for sure. But Lancers are getting taken away. We hear the sound of another nest of bee hitting the field. 3 nests of bees already for Sushi.
Valdemar, though, he's going for the full greed. He lost 5 villagers for that. Baltune didn't make no attempt to just straight up kill him and outmass him, because he's doing his own greed strat with the song and the farm transition. And Valdemar going immediately into the Imperial Age. I do like that.
Oh yeah, Fortress of the Hunt in front of his base. That's a really nice defensive position. We already get a lot of walls up. Another villager getting taken down on the left side. At least a lot of Lancers found a yellow dot and killed it. Valdemar knows now there's another raid incoming, moving his army into a defensive position, trying to protect those villagers, trying to protect those farms and berries. And we hear a relic getting picked up. Is that another Baltune relic going in?
Did he actually? He actually
Yeah.
snagged the one right
He
next to
joined
the
it.
tower. And Valdemar even made an imam for that, but it is too late now. The guy is almost back home. Valdemar now going for the sacred side control, hopefully also controlling the one in the back. But look at that on the left side. We've got Baltune sneaking into the back again.
Yeah, Valdemar trying his best to get some walls up. Like he secured the east side of the map and his base already. Like we've got like 4 or 5 walls over there, but he's having trouble securing the west side of his base. Lancers going in on the farms again, and they're gonna hit 3, 2, 1. Boom! That's another villager down, hitting in the face. 2 villagers down. That's some nice value from Baltune again, being really efficient with those raids.
Yeah, and the Lancers, they have not found enough. They're just gonna go and see what's in the back. Let's see if they can find some valuable information. Sees the second town center now, sees the cows and counting them. And they find another victim, but they can't really get out now. There is a full wall on the right side. They need to go straight at the front, but there's more Donzos. Everyone's throwing things at them. This is not a pleasant place to stay. And now the ships come out.
No, the village is blocking the path of the Lancers, trying to get away because we're in a bad position. Only 1 Lancer left, and even that went down. And once again, Valdemar's fighting so well, like 5,725 destroyed value against the 2,206. So Baltune does have 5 relics, which is really good, but he's losing a lot of army for it.
I think Baltune was fine with that. I think it was just price of doing business, losing those Lancers, because he bought a lot of time for himself. If you look at his resources right now, this is either a Yuan Dynasty or it is an Imperial, and I'll say it's Imperial Age.
Yeah, but he doesn't know what is coming. Valdemar's going for the counter-attack, and Baltune didn't scout it, so he's gonna get caught with his pants down. He's trying to go to Imp, while there's a whole army just in front of his door.
Yeah, we've got some walls with the Louis Nix in there, and Valdemar with the scout in front sees the defending army. The tower scouts out the entire attacker front, and they'll just go for the meditation garden for now. Elite upgrades still coming in for Valdemar. He wants to wait for those last 2 upgrades for the...
Oh, there's net of bees.
Well, he didn't see those.
No, and it's 4 nests of bees, and there was a clumped up group of Donzo. So even though they're melee units and they got a lot of armor, that's clumped up like that, that's a lot of damage just incoming. And Valdemar immediately backs off like, oh no, I don't want to fight that.
Yeah, Bombard is already in queue. He wants to fight, just not at this moment.
Baltune hitting in with Temple of the Sun. Temple of the Sun gives some nice buffs. You can buff the movement speed of your infantry. You can buff the damage of your cavalry. And we even have the gunpowder units and wouldn't help, but that's not used very much. It's mostly infantry and cavalry buff that's used the most. Would love to see some Tide Barns, because you got 5 relics. And
Tide Barns is a very expensive upgrade though, but it is...
It's 500 gold, it's only 500.
It is definitely worth it, because even if you go to Yuan Dynasty, if you prioritize that because the pagodas are just straight up better, you still have 2 more that will just produce, so yeah, definitely worth.
Oh yeah, that should definitely work in this situation, simply because he can't go Yuan yet, and he can't make those pagodas yet, and it pays back so quickly, like the return value, it's less than a minute.
Okay, if you have 5, you make a compelling argument. Look at that, we have the hard case bombs for the Grenadiers and the Grenadier upgrade coming in. These guys, if you've never played against Zushi with Grenadiers, they actually apply a debuff to your units, so they take more damage when you get hit. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice to have them in the mix. It's similar like Landsknechten. You want them in the mix of your army. You not want to make only Grenadiers or only Landsknechten. But if you have like 10, maybe 8, 5 or 6 Grenadiers in the mix of your army, you get a lot of additional damage.
Right now we have 1. 1 is all he needs. He's just gonna multi-dodge.
Oh yeah, he's gonna just hit every unit 1 time, hit that 1 Grenadier, and then all gonna drop down like flies. But we see a keep securing this big gold vein, shooting at the boar. And the boar is dead as well.
You monster. Oh yeah, that's a nice extra boost for the income here for Baltune. Just gonna eat that boar. Not supervised, but it's just fine. Valdemar, by the way, he only went up to 18 cows. I do wonder if he's eating extra cows under his town center. We do see the siege speed now. I do see that. Yes, I know. I was quoting
You
something
monster.
here. 4 bombers on the way. 3 are already here, and Baltune has 5 nest of bees. He's not gonna like those odds. And what is the reaction to the nests?
I guess he's just gonna try to snipe those nets of bees with his bombers, but one thing is for sure, Valdemar doesn't want to go to this 60-minute game. He's pushing in now. He's gonna look for those granaries, but Baltune put them all the way in the back behind his 2 TCs. There's a big wood line in the front. He got walls around it. So it's gonna take a long time for Valdemar to get there to do some eco damage, but he's pushing.
Baltune going up to 1400 stone. He has 21 villagers on stone. I guess he's going to be putting up another keep. And we do see the Tithe Barns being finished right now. But I still don't see a solution for him to hold this push at the moment if Valdemar can get on the bees.
Yeah, it's so tough. You see all those Musufati and 23 more Musufati queued up. 33 javelin throws, 28 danzos, and even Musufati gunners, I believe.
Yeah, they're more expensive than your regular hand cannoneer, but they also do a little bit more damage. They're really nice, and they can stealth, which we usually don't see coming into effect, but they have the first strike ability as well as the Musufati from the Fort of the Huntress. So they do a lot of damage.
Oh, and all that infrastructure just getting taken down by these bombers. Like one-shotting stables, one-shotting villagers. So that's 30 pop down, and immediately Baltune's gonna be blocked in population space.
We see that elite army tactic coming in for Baltune. He just wants to overwhelm with the mass melee stack. Now spears, they do a decent job against the Musufati warriors. Now, first strike, I don't know how much of a...
And we see a raiding coming now on the east side. Valdemar trying to find some eco. Besides, is just sieging the infrastructure of this base. And the second landmark is down. So there's 1 TC less. And Baltune trying to push Baltune as Valdemar's out of sight as a base. A lot of spearmen and Zuganu trying to chase them away. And Valdemar just backs off and resets.
Baltune starting to add in Palace Guards. Now there's 25 Musufatis, which of course do bonus damage, but Palace Guards likely being a really good front line for him still. The other option would be the Horsemen. Oh, what do we have here? We have a sneaky scouting tower from the Malians. Baltune's just gonna burn that down. Is he gonna move out to... Yeah, I think the other wood line is exhausted, so he's gonna move to the right side.
Yeah, his front wood line is just too contested. The other wood line is exhausted. So he's trying to plan to go to the next resource on the map. But the keep, you got 5 bombers shooting it. It goes down so quickly.
Yeah, just disappears. The Musufatis though, they're like, yeah, okay, villagers, it's fine. You guys are cool. Please leave. And
we see a lot of Imperial upgrades coming in. We see the siege works from Valdemar so that the siege has even more HP, they're even more tanky. We also see the incendiary arrows from Baltune getting in. So he's got these flamey fire arrows which do way more damage than your regular ones. And all those villagers really want to take the gold from that small gold vein because that's the last one that he's left.
42 spears for Baltune. He really wants to just run at Valdemar's composition, run at that siege and just get around it. But yeah, the 31 Javs, they do have that issue that they are throwing slow. Even if they do a lot of damage, they will not be able to deal with this amount of melee units, but he has a lot of meat shield in front of that.
And then they're poking back and forth again, like Valdemar's just knocking on his door like, let me in please, and Belt's like, no, I don't want you here. I got other friends that I want to play with and not with you. Bombers going forward, trying to get to this nest of beasts, but backing off again, and Baltune pushing Valdemar out of base. This is scary.
Look at him, he's just gonna try to surround the front line for Valdemar, is melting to the Zooks, and Valdemar just does not have enough for that. Here comes the big surround, and it's not looking great. Springald gets taken out. The Springald would have been a nice addition against the Mars infantry comp, but Baltune does just not want to let him leave. The Bombards are still alive, I'll say that, but the other units are melting, and there's the fire arrows.
Yeah, Valdemar mostly have seized now. He's got one Springald, he's got a lot of bombers, but he's missing out on the front line. Zuganu pushing in, trying to get as many units as he can, trying to push Valdemar back as far as he can, just to regain control of those set gold veins. We see some villagers going out now, trying to secure those gold veins again, because that's a really, really high valuable resource. Bombers trying to go in the front, trying to snipe that Dynasty, doesn't get it. Dynasty goes back, and Baltune's army on top of those siege, and that's one Bombard going down and one Springald going down.
Musafati coming in stealth, just taking a first hit. They really do a lot of damage when they come out of stealth. It's just they almost take away half the health with one shot. And I'm surprised Valdemar actually made it out with 4 of his bombards, is now under his own keep. And I don't think Baltune can continue to just run at him here, but we see him add in horsemen at the back there, and he's also getting in more and more upgrades. His food income is being off the charts now. His farm transition just looking better than Valdemar with the Fulani and his own farms.
Yeah, he lost a lot of army in that engagement, but at least he managed to save his most precious units, which are the bombers and the Musafati gunners, but he can mess up more Musafati warriors and more Danzos. They're like the more cheaper units. You can throw them away, but losing siege just takes so much time to build, and also so many resources that are lost. So he managed to save them. That's
just a little bit of a side shot, lost a little bit of, well, you have to walk all the way on the far right. Please don't question it. Just stand over there. That's a sneaky stone wall. I don't know if that's going up, but right now, Baltune's not looking in that direction. And if it does, let me see. Trade market is in front of that. This is just gonna deny the left side gold that Baltune has not looked at yet. And
yeah, it's just gold denial. Valdemar's trying to control the map by sectioning it off with walls. He's even using stone walls. You need like siege to get through it, like a ram or something, because you can't burn it down like a regular wooden wall.
Baltune is gonna go straight towards the Ming Dynasty here, which I'll say, what do you prefer? Would you rather have 3 pagodas and extra income, or would you have that extra damage on your units, especially on the Zuginu?
In this situation, you want the damage. Like if you like earlier in the game, like 10-15 minutes in the game, if you manage to get to Yuan Dynasty and get those pagodas in, it's a greedy play, but if you pull it off, you're set for the rest of the game. It's a lot of additional income. But this is a whole other state of the game. We're 32 minutes in, we're fighting for our lives. We need the damage to push Valdemar's army away.
I'm expecting to see the 10,000 bolts in a second. Or do you think he's gonna go for the Dynasty Protectors and gonna go for either the Imperial Guard or possibly... We do see the Protectors coming in.
The Protectors and the 1000 bolts. That's the most 2 obvious choices. That really goes well with the army composition that he has. Meanwhile, Valdemar pushing the base again, taking out a lot of production buildings, taking out the blacksmith, taking out barracks, and even putting towers up, and even sectioning with walls behind him. So he has a retreat point. Like you can always hide behind those walls again.
Do you remember the game yesterday when we saw Valdemar just move in with 6 cauldrons, I believe, and then suddenly all the landmarks were gone, and he's already targeting them down as soon as he sees them. Baltune's army master, look at that, 93 to 59. We have 6 mangonels on the field. Those need to be some juicy shots to make this worthwhile, and we have the Imperial Guard now queued with the biology upgrade as well.
Yeah, Valdemar's like, if I see a landmark, even though Zhu China has way more landmarks than your regular Civ, it's always good to take them down, because there's always an optional win when that's possible. Temple of the Sun, so that means the buff is gone.
That's 20% less damage that his cavalry will deal. That is a big deal indeed.
Yeah, or 15% more movement speed, which makes it way more difficult to connect with the opponent's army.
You see 14 Imperial Guard in the queue. That is so much value, but he can't come out. He's pop cap. He needs to take a fight to switch his composition here.
Yeah, and the Bombers just is taking down more production building, taking down the wooden walls, taking down keeps, and he's got a lot of mangonels as well. It's like a big ball of siege. It's slow, but it's so powerful, and we got to keep in the front as well. Slowly but surely, Valdemar's gaining more and more terrain to push in.
Look at that mini-map. There's a lot of yellow lines coming in here, but Baltune is pushing forward. He's taking this engagement now, and he sees the keep, and he's like, yeah, I don't know. Trying to go again. There's the horsemen. Even though they look kind of jank, these guys are the elite version of them, and they're gonna be trying to find some connection on the siege. We have the front line for Valdemar not being super big, and we already have horsemen moving into the siege right there.
Oh, you see all those stones dropping on top of the army of Baltune, and this is what Valdemar really wanted. He wanted that gate, so all this...
I wish he had a second gate, not gonna lie, but he makes it out. And
all the siege makes it out because the arm of Baltune now needs to burn out the gates, and it's gonna take that couple of seconds, like 5 to 10 seconds, that he needs to get away.
Yeah, Baltune realizes he's gonna be burning that keep, he's likely gonna be burning the towers as well, but Valdemar saves his very important siege units right there, and the main bulk of his army is alive and well. Did those last stone walls on the left side finish, by the way? Did Valdemar secure himself the entire gold again?
Well, I still see a little yellow dot tapping away, so I guess he's still busy building. The same for the big stone wall in the middle that he's building right now, just to secure the second sacred side and the rest of the map.
No, those are a lot of villagers. That keep's not gonna go up even with the extra building speed, but no, Valdemar doesn't want this fight, and look at that, there's the Imperial Guard. Valdemar's gonna be like, whoa, no.
That's some scary army, that's for sure. So Baltune trying to regain possession of that big gold vein again. That's 8k gold that he really wants, that he really needs, because he got some Imperial officials getting gold. He's got a lot of relics getting gold, but still he needs more and more.
Valdemar taking the fight now. He's just gonna be running in more Musafaris, more Donzo. We see him adding in some sofas behind this. He's pop capped, so they're not out yet, but he's trying to switch his composition as well.
Yeah, and Valdemar luring him into a choke point because the siege does really well, but the Imperial Guards are getting through and they're gonna go top of the siege. They're running past the siege just to make sure they will be able to get away. And one pops and another pops and another one gone, and Valdemar backs off.
Still manages to save so much siege. I'm actually really confused how he does it every time. The reinforcements are just there that fast.
Yeah, meanwhile it's just a tug of war. They're throwing units and more units than the meat grinder, trying to take control of those gold veins, which are really important. And I wonder how long will it take before we see trade.
Look, there are the Raiders now. You might think, Raiders, why? They're not very strong. Aren't they just the worst version of the Horsemen? But if you look at the damage they get with the 20% from the Temple of the Sun and the Ming Dynasty, it is not pretty. And then they have some extra bonus against villagers if you ever get on top of them. But Baltune's just gonna run through and try to find some damage. So does Valdemar though with all the mangonels here. Oh my god, this could be really
that
bad.
was a huge shot again. And once again, Baltune just getting pushed off the gold. Valdemar once again through in control of this gold vein.
Did you see Baltune's villager graph? Wow, how do words work? Dropping there it was not pretty. He's down to 85 now, and his army is not that far behind. He's only on 50 military units now, 133 pop. He's in dire straits. That was a very expensive army he just lost with the Dynasty Protectors, with the Imperial Guard. And he'll have to rebuild all of that without any gold access, which he just can't. He has 5 relics and that's it. What is that tower doing there?
Which tower you mean? Like
that tower that is sitting right in the stone wall, pretending to be a wall segment.
Oh, okay. That's a really nice hide and seek trick, but we see the army of Baltune trying to find a flank position on top of that siege. We also saw that Baltune wanted to go out on the gold vein on the left side, but now he sees all those walls like, oh my god, he walled us everything. There's nowhere for me to go. Like, this little space is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. He's gonna get suffocated by the time that Valdemar arrives.
Baltune's just trying to pick the perfect time for this flank that he's preparing for the siege. He's coming in from the right side and he's coming in from the back this time. Valdemar, he's not gonna see the units appearing. Will he find a connection though? Once again, those are very high value units he's sending in from the back. The cavalry is doing so much damage, but yeah, Valdemar's still going strong. This time though, his siege cannot retreat. This is do or die for the siege ball at least. This is do or die for Baltune though, because we're right inside of his base.
Oh yeah, and Baltune cleaning up the army of Valdemar right here in his base. But now he has the issue, like he's got a little bit of space to work with. But the rest of the map is all controlled by Valdemar. It's all walled off, they're all stone walls. It's so difficult to get through. And Valdemar will just remass his army inside of his own base.
Baltune currently, does he even have a town center still alive at this point? Okay, he has the
Yeah,
one.
his main town center is still alive.
Main TC is alive, and look at his IO count. It is also not very pretty. He currently is not getting any tax income. Those 500 gold he's getting per minute, it is all about the relics.
But at least he can move out again and try to get more gold from the gold vein. It's gonna take a little while before Valdemar's remassed enough army to do another push. But there are so many towers and so many walls in the way, it's gonna take ages for Baltune to get to the other side of the map.
Yeah, let's take a look at Valdemar's composition here. We see a lot of Donzos, we see more Musafati gunners, so we're gonna have a little bit of a more high value army in the form of the infantry, but no extra siege being added in. He's actually quite low on resources. I am surprised with the amount of map control he's running there. 99 villagers behind this and the passive income through the cows and the pit mines.
Yeah, but Baltune's running out of certain resources as well. Like wood is dropping, gold is really low as well. Valdemar at least is spending all his resources. That's one thing for sure. Almost to the 200 population cap again. Already on 170. And Baltune trying to raid now and trying to find a value with that Jeanne raiders. He really wants to find those vills.
Yeah, raiders coming in straight through the front. And this time around with Baltune's food income, he's not too happy if he loses these guys. But if he can find any damage at all, will be great. And look at that, Valdemar's fully infantry. They just walk straight through to the back. He knows where the farms are. He saw the mill earlier. He found some damage here before. Sees the wood line is almost cut out, but he still finds more vills. And these guys, they just do, I think it's 3 shots. Yeah, it's three hits. Or a
Oh, it's
vill.
so annoying having all that cavalry inside of your base. You always feel like you're running around with them circles and it takes ages to get rid of them. So we see even more stone walls as response for Valdemar. Like, yeah, I don't want all those horses in the back of my base killing my vills. I just want you to stay in your little space.
Valdemar is like, why are we on base and why is the other sacred site not somewhere in the middle? I could have walled this behind some stone walls. Valdemar gonna be making the memes about his name, doing the honors there, putting more and more stone walls in Baltune's face, just trying to prevent these raids from getting any purchase at all. And Baltune, he's back 17 vills on gold. I wonder how much gold is left in that big vein though. It shouldn't be too much.
Well, you know, it's a really healthy
another
vein.
5,000.
But it's the only gold he can control right now. All the other gold veins are walled behind multiple layers of walls. That's almost impossible to get to. And Baltune's push kind of died down right now.
We've got a 43-minute siege engineering. Yes, I do see that there is no chemistry for Valdemar, even though he's having lots and lots of bombards. But keep in mind, that is applying to the bonus damage. And I think buildings are already dying pretty fast.
Yeah, we're just waiting to the armies to be remassed again. It seems so you still have a couple of horsemen in the back trying to be annoying. That's 2 lancers or imperial guards even. And it's finally getting rid of the tower that was shooting all game because you keep getting that attack notification.
Yeah, I was just looking at the tower. I was like, how did this get here? Why is it here? What is it doing?
Yeah, all these live questions, you know. Why are we casting? Why are we playing this game? What are we doing with our lives? That's the same for the tower.
Yeah. Baltune, though, he's getting his siege speed in and he's getting his own bombard. He's finally preparing to do an actual push towards Valdemar, since it's been all the Valdemar show all game, but Baltune trying to come back with a vengeance. He's 52 Zooks with Ming Dynasty bonus, with the 1,000 bolts. Those guys, they pretty much kill everything they shoot at pretty damn fast.
Yeah, and then the cavalry in the back finally goes down, but look at the amount of bank Baltune has. Those granaries, they are so good. They bring in so much food. And it took a lot of gold again, so we have some gold to work with. Wooden walls getting torn down, so we can make even more stone walls.
Baltune would love to go at that gold, but yeah, how'd I put this? There's things in the way.
It's so difficult to reach. It's so difficult to reach. But we see an army coming out from Baltune, trying to find a way in, trying to do some damage to the economy of Valdemar, but only finding a trade post.
We do see the upgrades for Baltune. He has most of his university done by now. Do you see the Cloud of Terror? But unfortunately, you're capped at 2 upgrades for the Zushi's Legacy in that landmark. So he already got the Dynasty Protectors. He already got the 1,000 bolts. That is all she wrote.
Now both players are thinking about how to continue the rest of the game. Like, how can you finish this game with one sacred site being that far away and having that stalemate in the middle?
Okay. Duna opens up the way. He's knocking at the front door. And is there any security stopping him this time around? No, doesn't look like it. Valdemar gonna come out and move his army in position. We do have the mango still and 52 Zooks. If they get a decent shot from the mangoes, they're not gonna be happy. 35 gunners though. 35 gunners is real scary. If you get the first strike ability, I feel like they will just take out 35 units.
Yeah, just having all those gunners, which are kind of like the hand cannoneers of the regular civs. That's such a powerful unit, so much army value for the same population spear as just the spearmen. So I think Valdemar is a really strong army. It's just a matter of where do we engage, where can I fight.
We've got the dreaded Donzo raids. You never think you'd say those sentences, but yeah, Valdemar is just gonna be trying to find a little bit of information, see where Baltune's army is, where his economy is.
It's possible. We saw a lot of archer raids as well yesterday. Like, we're used to raiding with cavalry, but you can raid with other units as well.
It's Killjardy. He's just gonna run archers into your everywhere. You know that.
But you know, it's still a choice. You know, you don't need to use yours if you just can walk with 2 legs.
Yeah, this is nice information for Valdemar, but at the same time, we do have the engagement at the front now, and all of the gunners are here. This is scary territory for Baltune. Realizes, I don't have any nest of bees. Do I want to take this fight?
Yeah, once again, they're just making this tug of war about the gold vein in the middle. That's really important, but that someday it will run out. Even if Baltune managed to get all that gold, mine all that gold, it will run out. And you see even palace guards in the picture-in-picture screen right now chasing those Danzos. And if Valdemar doesn't get that wall back up, those palace guards are gonna flood his base, and that's gonna be real annoying to deal with.
We do see the gunners stutter stepping back. He really doesn't want them connecting with the Zooks, because while they may beat them, and it's not that much of a clean-cut thing, because of all the bonuses that Zushi gets on those Zuganu, they are so much more expensive. Now we've got a big killing field there in the middle. Both the players just running the unit through, but it's 105 versus 70 supply.
Oh yeah, they're throwing units into the meat grinder, and it's a war of attrition. Like, who can make the most units, who has the best eco, who has the most bank, and who can reproduce the fastest. And once again, Baltune being pushed away again, and Valdemar regaining control of that middle part again, trying to
Baltune
wall
is
up again.
happy with that. He just found a connection on the gunners. If he's just gonna move his Zooks on top of that, there's not that many mangoes to deal with this Zook mass.
Oh no, there's such a huge range ball coming for Valdemar, and they got this Ming Dynasty bonuses, so you got additional range from the special upgrade. They got all the upgrades in from the steeled arrow, the attack upgrades. They got all the range upgrades, and they're just doing so much work. They're doing so much
Valdemar's
damage.
once again being pushed into the corner there, and Baltune's just pushing against him. The mangonels are still going up though. Here comes the next wave of raiders. We've got some spears behind it, and can Valdemar's backline keep this up? Can they just keep pushing the tuna down? One more shot from the mangoes doesn't do a whole lot, and there's more raiders, even more raiders. How is the Valdemar looking? I don't see any Donzos. There's 5 Donzos in total. He's currently trying to produce some so far, producing some gunners, but look at his resources. He's just out.
Yeah, he's gonna push back more and more, and that's the fun thing about Sushi. Like, you got so many resources to work with. The graniers are so effective, especially if they're supervised. You also got a lot of gold with 5 relics. You got a lot of gold with the Imperial officials, which he has 3 again, and all that siege is getting cleaned up again. And slowly but surely, Valdemar's getting pushed in his base.
Yeah, both players looking super focused, but Valdemar is feeling it here right now.
No, there's 26 palace guards. There's 25 palace guards. They're gonna raid in a little bit. That's scary, man.
They're just gonna run in straight through towards the farms, and as soon as they find that he might be on 96, okay, he has 43 idols right now. This is not looking great for the Valdemar. His eco is just done. He doesn't have any gold income anymore outside of the pit mines. Doesn't have any relics. Doesn't have trade set up at this point.
Yeah, and the keep is going down as well, and slowly but surely Baltune is getting to the cow boom, and once he gets to the cow boom with all those farms around it, Valdemar's gonna have a huge problem with
Bombard
food.
pops out in the perfect
gonna get
spot.
away! No! One shot! At least he got one shot off, like he didn't die for nothing, and Valdemar taps out. It's Baltune taking the game!
Oh, Baltune's happy about that one. Real happy. He was like,
I'll be the bigger man and say you were right. Sushi favored.
thank you.
It took us 50 minutes to find out.
I
But
don't think you can say it's favored at this point anymore. I think favored means something else entirely.
Yeah, well, let's call it a terrific experiment.
It was a beautiful experiment with a test number of 1.
That's a tough boss again, Valdemar. I'm sure, like, I felt he was in a really strong position for a long time. Like,
Oh yeah, he
like
was.
it was like 30 minutes, Baltune just being in his base, trying
look
to
at-
get
look at
gold.
that military graph right there. This okay. Of course, there's a lot of siege in Zuginu. Don't cost that much. But he was just walking into the base of Zushi, taking out buildings left and right with multiple bombards, multiple landmarks down.
Yeah, but still, also with the economy count, like you already got an equal amount of vills. You also got all the cows bringing in a lot of food. You got all the passive gold from the pit mines. Like the little line is way higher than the pink line, but he just couldn't close it out.
Yeah, I think your Tithe Barnes did some heavy lifting this game. I'll say that much. Five relics really saved the tuna there.
It's a really strong upgrade. You get so many resources from the Tide Barns, which boosts the relic that it doesn't not only give gold, but it also gives food and wood and stone. And you got so many additional resources to work around with.
You know what? I'm still thinking about the crackety coaching. I'm still infected by that. You know, you go up, you get Yuan Dynasty because it's the best dynasty for China. And, well, this is not China, though.
Oh, but even for Sushi, the Yuan Dynasty with pagodas, even that return values just a couple of minutes, and it gives you even more resources than just Tide Barn does. But getting to the Yuan Dynasty also means you need to invest 1,800 resources for the other landmark. And that Mount Lu Academy, there's some nice upgrades.
Baltune would have just died if he had done that at
yeah,
that moment.
that's the issue. If you go for Yuan Dynasty like in the mid game, it's a really greedy play. So if it pays off, you're in a really strong position economical wise, but you're also vulnerable to an all-in.
And if the all-in is already in your base, maybe that's not the best idea. Honestly, when I saw the Temple of the Sun going down while Baltune was going for the cavalry play, I was like, oh, this might be it. Ooh,
Whew.
he pulled
Yeah,
it off.
Yeah, we pulled it off as well. Like there was a long cost. I think I don't know sometimes what costs more energy, playing or castle. Like I think the both take a lot of energy.
If these guys knew that you had a giant hole in your ankle, they would be even more impressed. We should show it live on camera.
No, we're not gonna show it in the camera, but it's hurting like hell for sure. But
I'm sorry. If you want, you can lean on me.
No, I'm more like a flamingo. Like I've been standing on one leg for like
I
what,
noticed
2
that.
hours now. So
if you
yeah,
want, we
you
can
just
put
need to
down,
paint me
put
pink.
down the table and we sit on the chairs.
No. Like we got the next map coming in. I don't know what the map is gonna be yet. We got Lipany. We got 4 lakes.
It's Valdemar's choice here. If you're Valdemar, where do you think you're most comfortable looking at those civs? Do you want to chance it on the hybrid map when Baltune has Japan?
And he also has French. French is really nice on 4
but
lakes as
you
well.
But you have really decent civs for Lipany. I'm not saying that French is bad on Lipany. I'm saying you do have nice ones.
What do you want to play on on Lipany you want to play Order of the Dragon as well.
Or you could even play, I mean, it's not against the French. You could not play the Abbasid, but I feel like the Mongols could also work out.
I would prefer the Abbasid on Lipany and saving Order of the Dragon for 4 lakes if I was in his shoes. Recently we got a lot of fast Imperial Mongol play, so the trade post spawns aren't that important anymore. But Lipany has really random. They are taking a break, no draft yet.
You could have just said that, but thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So yeah,
So
information for everyone.
It's gonna take a long while before we get confirmation about what they are drafting and what map they are playing. But
we also go on a break, or do we just talk again about our kit? Oh, look at that! Those beautiful wait a minute.
That's a beautiful empty chair. I would love to sit in it and rest my ankle. But
just please sit in a chair, Bard.
No, it's fine. But just the thing, I rather look at the draft so we can talk about that, or go in a break.
Give us a choice here.
Do we have the draft button? I mean,
guys,
and we can see all the saves and stuff.
Let me give you an experience on the production that we are running. We're all here. We're days before cow, and we're already on break. Never mind. I'm just going to keep it running. And every time there's an issue, you just how to say this? We don't really have the know-how to deal with it in general because it's all Cow's setup. He knows how everything works. He holds all the keys, and he's not the greatest communicator.
Yeah, we're just fixing everything with the golden solution: duct tape.
Duct tape's good.
Yeah. Doesn't
good.
matter
we
what
also,
your
we
problem
also
is.
Google issues, and we use logic. I like that one.
Yeah, just get duct tape, and you can fix anything. Okay, we're going on a break now, so we're gonna see you soon, and we'll be back and refreshed for the next game and the next map, and we'll hope to see you there.
2-1 for Tuna. See you in a bit. We're back, folks.
That was an amazing stare. Like I'm pretty sure everyone's impressed.
You held it out longer than me. I had to blink, and then I thought, like, I just might as well look away.
Yeah. I was like, let's look into each other's eyes, and I'm like, appreciate how amazing they are.
Yeah, they just look into those deep, soulful Okay, no, you might be watching. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Anyway, we needed a quick break because casting's exhausted. Our players need a break because they just played a 50-minute game that looked really exhausting. And we are going to Lipany. And we have... Bart, you want to do the hype?
Yeah, sure, I'll do the hype. In the bottom, in the color yellow, we got playing as the Abbasid Dynasty, Valdemar, the one and only kid, the next big thing, the talent, the GOAT. And in the top, playing in the color pink, our only one and only fish, it's the tuna, playing on JD, Jeanne, Baltune. And JD, a very menacing woman, just to say, if you give her time, she'll wreck anything.
What do you think about the choice here of Baltune? Going for JD over the French against the Abbasid? Because we're going to Lipany. He had to expect the Abbasid to come out.
Yeah, it's either Abbasid or Order of the Dragon. Like, you don't really play Mongols on Lipany, I guess. So let's say you get Mongols against you as JD. That's fine. Or you get Order of the Dragon against you. I think that's fine as JD. And I think Abbasid is the least, is the civ that you wanted to see the least. But that's not still, it's still okay. You can still do your 1TC all in if you want to.
Yeah, I still think you just go for the pressure play. And Abbasid not as favored anymore. Jeanne d'Arc will just go for that Pro Scout once again and apply the pressure. By the way, as our lovely producer's pointing out, there's a donation bar there at the bottom. I think it moved since the last time I saw it. And that's a beautiful
I'm not really
thing.
sure, because when I was casting with Marik with women, it was 103% and it's only 78 now.
What?
Yeah, something's wrong.
Okay, it
went
moved
back.
in the wrong direction. What?
Somebody took our money.
You're the teacher, you explain this to me. As we see the military wing come out for Valdemar, no surprises there. School of Cavalry for Baltune, no surprises either. Of course, we would all love to have seen Baltune's Chamber of Commerce.
But the thing is, do you want to go a second TC or do you even want to go a third TC as the Abbasid? Like military wing kind of tells me, okay, maybe I want a second TC, but I'm not certain. And Baltune, he's just gonna go School of Cavalry. He's gonna make knights. Well, that's my answer at least. It's gonna be at least one additional TC.
Yeah. Villagers just popping straight through the town center, just like we do through the main station every single day on the way to our venue here. And we do have Baltune building the landmark with Jenny, getting all of that experience in. How are we looking on those map spawns? Because we are on GC Lipany, it's a bit of an improved spawn to compared to the sometimes very wild normal Lipany spawns. I feel like we're okay over here. That deer,
This is a nice spawn for the Abbasid, because JD probably wants to go on Pro Scouts. He wants to get the deer in. That deer on top of that hill, like how many woods that? 24 maybe? 24 woods. You can wall off the deer. It's already taking a very much time. It's already be real. And immediately the wall goes up.
Oh my
I'm
God.
so happy when I'm right.
Can we check those noise cancelling headphones again? I feel like there
Yeah,
might
I
be
just
an
got a
issue.
live feed in my head.
Also, yeah, look at that. If I was this, if I saw this, I would build that long wall, and I would just lose all of my villagers because I didn't see the small entry there.
Yeah, that's right. But that's really smart, just walling it off. But if you look at the Abbasid base, like there's a lot of resources and spaces that you can wall off easily. And that's something that Valdemar also likes. He likes to section off those maps. He likes to take control of parts of the map and just building his empire.
And Valdemar is super happy with the spawn right now, with those deer right there. And at the same time, look at the military wing units. Where are they going right now? Do you notice those times to remember when they used to go for your opponent's gold, try to apply pressure? No, nothing like that. You just deny deer now.
Yeah, that's kind of thing. Like I would love to have one spearman on top of your stone, because there's always a potential knight coming in. You don't have to open with Pro Scouts and like 5 scouts. You could open with 1 knight, maybe even 2 knights, because you can immediately one-shot the hill with the charge. But yeah, you're just gonna use the units to push the deer in. So that's 2 deer packs kinda secured. Like the 1 deer pack is gonna get pushed real close to space. It's easy defendable. we do see the knight coming closer and closer, and the other deer pack is walled in. So that's 14 deers that are difficult to take.
Baltune's not happy seeing this, and it just takes away so much of the value from your pro scout when you just cannot get at already half of the deer on the map. Jenny's moving across, not going for any boar plays quickly. She just wants to apply some pressure here.
Yeah.
And Valdemar's now just gonna kill those deer before Baltune can do anything about it, as long as they're really close to his base.
Yeah, and also Valdemar already killing those deer. That's some venison meat right there. Premium meat, gives a lot of food. Put a mill around it and he gonna take it for himself. We got JD coming in. It's a man-at-arms JD, so that means, see, Jenny has a cleave that does a lot of damage, which is really powerful against small groups of spearmen.
Yeah, and Baltune, he kind of needs to secure this area right here, but Valdemar just has to put up one tower, and he's golden. Speaking of golden, Golden Age is up. His second town center is up in the corner right now, so he's just a happy camper. It's about to finish. We're 6 minutes 30 in. It's just a tad little late, but you know, he was busy building walls. He was busy moving around and pushing deer. We will forgive him this time.
Yeah, Valdemar's known for having a really good macro. Like, he rarely floats even resources. He's really proud of it. He's really focused on it, like keeping all those resources really low. He wants the resources on the field and not in his bank. And this is just a classic approach of Abbasid against French or JD in this case. You just build a second TC, you can lean back a little bit. Baltune as the JD is on 1 TC, so he has to make a play. He has to do some damage or some aggression. Like, he can't sit back and wait because he doesn't get the faster village production like the French do. He only gets the consecrate ability, which helps of course, but it kills off.
It's a really good ability, but he needs to use it. It is on 1 of 4 charges. And there it is, we see the consecrate, and those knights will now be much cheaper. It is just the food cost in Feudal Age. You do get an upgrade in Castle to also reduce gold and wood, which makes this very, very potent. But yeah, that's also the reason why Jeanne d'Arc doesn't need as much food, and that's why it won't be hampered as much by the deer denial as a regular French would be.
Yeah, you can put those villages on other resources, so you can put some more villages on gold, and you can get those cheap upgrades. Like the French and JD, they have cheaper upgrades, and it's still a 10% increase in the gathering rate or the wood chopping rate. We see some neat knights going for the wood line, but there's already a wall, so that's a really big announcement, a really big detour to get to those wood fields, and they're just gonna hit the wall like, yeah, you're annoying, you're in my way. Let's see what happens if I hit you, and let's see what kind of response I will get.
Baltune must be feeling a little bit frustrated here, not being able to find a lot of purchase, but Valdemar also being forced into those units. And I don't think Baltune has seen the deer pack up on the cliff just yet.
Yeah, that's something you could check with the Fog of War. Like, we have an amazing observer who's probably gonna overhear us and gonna show us what we want to see.
Just gonna continue to burn here. We've got 7 knights sitting outside the base. And Valdemar, he sees that. He sees, I guess I'll get some more spears.
Oh, the villager coming. No, not coming to repair. For a second I was like, is he really gonna send that one villager to repair? But the walls go down, so he's got a little bit more space to work with, but it's still really difficult to dive that wood line. It's so far away, you take so much damage from the arrows from the TC, and we don't have any range defense as of yet.
JD, since she can't find any juicy fights that get forced out, because Valdemar is completely closed off in his base right now, she's just gonna go for the extra experience that is out on the map. Valdemar scouts still going, still grabbing for a little bit more information. Second archery range for Baltune. 2 stables, 2 ranges. He's just gonna be pushing those numbers out and trying to go for an attack. There's the first blacksmith coming out, and there's the tower.
Yeah, once again. Oh, the knights charging in, villagers backing off, and they live to mine another day. You know, Valdemar going into that tri-comp again. You already see 10 spearmen, which are really good against the knights. You see some horsemen against the archers, and he has some archers from his own, but I also see 2 camel archers. And that's a really, really nice addition. Camel archers are a bit more expensive, but they give that camel on these buff on those knights, and that's a lot of DPS decrease for the French or JD player.
Yeah, Baltune's army right now mostly knights, a few archers added in, and right now 9 archers. If he can draw out the fight, he just needs to snipe out all of them spears, and then the knights will have a great old time. But Baltune just not having the numbers right now, and Valdemar's happily pumping away because he knows as long as he's on 2 TCs and he's pumping, he's happy, and his food situation is just fine because he still has that deer pack over on the left.
Yeah, he's the happy camper, and he's prioritizing the military upgrade first because he knows Baltune wants to come and do some damage. He already saw like nine knights in front of his gold scout going down, and that's the first kill of the game.
65 destroyed value.
Ba-ba-ba-bam. But at least it's always... I always hate it when my scout dies easily because it gives you so much information, it gives you so much vision, you know way better what your opponent is up to. And we got that other scout burning down the wall, trying to get to that food.
Yeah, Baltune found the other deer camp, and yeah, he'll try to get to it right about now. I do wonder if he's gonna change the angle of approach, if he's gonna move to the top side of Valdemar's base, trying to fight for the deer instead. Meanwhile, Valdemar just adding in more production, and there's the boot camp. Those spears will be a lot chunkier in a second, but range defense upgrade is about to finish for Baltune, and does he want to fight here right now? This is not looking great.
Oh, one
knight
knight getting pierced, it's getting stunned, it's almost dead. We see the counterattack of the knights come out, trying to evade the brace. The spearmen poking away at those knights. We got the camel archers debuffing, staring those horses in the face like, you don't want to be here.
No.
And they gotta, Jeanne! Run away!
Baltune trying to split up the fight a little bit. The spear numbers, though, they are still going strong, and as long as that's the case, he can't really go straight in. And Valdemar securing himself another food source. Jeanne's not going to make it out of here. There's horsemen on her tail. So Baltune, he will have to buy her back if he deems that worth. 2 knights get left behind. Maybe one.
Yeah, he deems her worth, and the other knight goes down as well. And it costs a couple of knights with really low HP, like only 5 to 10 HP. And they're trying to abuse the charge as much as possible. Like every time the charge is recharged, he goes back in for a frontal face charge for a lot of additional damage. But he's also bleeding units left and right, trying to get back to his base, trying to reconnect with Jeanne.
Yeah, Jeanne's back. Valdemar sees her and immediately decides, I'm gonna back off. I'm not gonna give you free experience. And he's already starting to add in farms. I'm kind of surprised. I would have expected for him to go for some walls on the left side, even more walls, just to shut that off, because it will secure him another berry patch as well.
Well, the south side is a pretty premium place to attack, because you got the deer right there, you got the gold vein, you got the berries pretty close. So you already know Baltune's gonna attack that side. He's got a tower even on his bear side, double tower, which is gonna give him a more defensive position, because the village can also help out with shooting at those archers, shooting at the army of Baltune. Jeanne close to level 3 already.
Yeah, Valdemar is trying to go for a castle play here, and this is so scary, because if he's not gonna make as many units right now and Jeanne gets to level 3, this might just snowball out of control. But failing spears are in now, so these spears have extra range. We'll find even more connections if they're used as a front line. He has 20 spears.
And Jeanne really wants to cleave that front line of Valdemar, but there are so many units out now. It's really difficult to get close on top of the spears to cleave them, because the cleave does a lot of AoE damage. And they're trying to lure in the army of Valdemar by attacking the tower and aiming for those 5 fills. Jeanne almost level 3 already. There's gotta be like a couple of XP left. And then the Baltune gets a choice, like, what do we want to upgrade JD with?
There's the level 3, and now it's getting scary for Valdemar. We will see likely the champions coming out. Jeanne's still holding, still thinking, deciding. Eco Wing tapped for Valdemar. He's going to Castle Age.
Yeah, for the economic wing, because you get fertile crescent, which makes a lot of economic buildings cheaper. The villagers pop into the tower. The knights want to charge on top of the gold. One villager going down now, second villager going down, and even a third that dies. And JD is forcing himself a way in. She's here, I'm back, I'm here,
This is real scary,
I'm gonna
though.
attack.
because JD's cleave now does a lot more damage than it did just a second ago, but these spears have extra range and JD has a cavalry tag, so if this happens...
Ooh, that was a close call. Not the best cleave and barely getting away by all those pokes, but now we're gonna get a premium cleave right in. If he has another ability cleave set, but Valdemar just losing everything under that DC.
Forcing his way in, and he still has 9 knights. He has 28 archers in there. Jeanne might not make it, but Baltune has enough. No, he can't rebuy her for
there's a
another
hole
few
in the
seconds.
wall. There's a hole in the wall.
Is there a hole?
That should be. See, he needs to build a little section of wall. He can just walk through it. Oh, all those villagers were able to walk through it.
That was not the age up, but we've got 30 seconds until a castle age. Valdemar is current food income
and
is
all
still
those villagers
okay,
running into the army again.
Lots of vills still on the way. He's still ahead village repair device, and he has a second TC, but we're inside the base. And
yeah, but also in the south side is being attacked there as well. I think it's a pocket eco that's getting raided to death by a lot of units.
Let's hope it's a wolf.
It's not a wolf. It's more like a pink dot right there between the berries and the stone in the south side.
Castle Age is done. We don't have any food. Let's cancel that Camel Archer. We do have some Gulams on the way, but Baltune still has knights.
Just finished, but already 27 dead vills that didn't have any benefit from those extra HP.
Oh, and the archers still diving, still finding damage. The left side has also been broken open, and Baltune will likely just steal those deer. Valdemar is just trying to find some safe resources that he can gather.
Oh, Baltune did so much damage with that dive just at the right time. We do have golems coming in now, and the Royal Knights scale pretty well into golems. Archers really don't, but they take out the camel archers, so the knight ain't afraid anymore, and they're come to save the day. And we got Jeanne back already. She got a cleave on the veil. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, this looks like it will just be done. Jeanne d'Arc basically an army of her own right now, and yeah. Whew. Hey, we've got the tuna.
Very convincing win.
3-1.
Very convincing, like classic JD. Want to see all in, just put on a lot of pressure. Valdemar is scaling really well. He got a really safe position. He got a lot of vills. He had army to back it up, but Tuna just diving and being so oppressive, just punching on Valdemar like a punching bag until he gives out.
Yeah, he just saw the perfect moment to strike. I'm not sure. Would Valdemar have also lost this if he just stays feudal? He's scaling more. He's already adding in farms. He still has food on the left side. Yes, eventually his gold runs out.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with Valdemar staying a feudal...
The scary thing is Jeanne, right?
Yeah, Jeanne. If she gets level 3 and if you're not castle yet, Jeanne does so much damage. She's such a big military asset. She's just gonna cleave all your feudal spears. It's just not strong enough. You really gonna need like crossbows or something to deal with Jeanne.
But the Abbasid, they would have access to the camel archers, but we'll not find out this day. We do have a tuna here. I can already smell. No, that's not. Let's not go there. Let's give him. Do you want to do that?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine for giving tuna all my stuff. I'm giving him his water all day already, so you know, keep him healthy.
Yeah, he does. This is disgusting. I don't want to see that. Sound check. Are we good?
This is not in the right place.
Yeah, the cord is there for a reason. Right. Or we just turn it the other way. And not choke him, please. Come on.
Test.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
So, hey, Baltune,
Hey.
congratulations. You made it through to the deciders match. How was it in the elimination on stage? A little bit nervous?
Yeah. And there's a lot more people this time. So.
Come on, we didn't have that few in King of the North. Yes, we
And
did.
it's a direct, they're looking straight at me and I can see it. So.
Should we turn them sideways so you can't?
Not sure. I don't mind it now, but at the first it was,
Yeah, the first match we already were looking at Valdemar. He was very depressed that he lost that one. I was kind of saying, okay, HRE against Byzantines. I'm like, yeah, that shouldn't be great for you. But you made it definitely work. I was kind of not expecting that, quite honestly. Especially when I saw the spawn, I was like, yeah, okay, he just puts a neat little tower there, and then you're gonna be real dicey. But yeah, how do you feel about the games in general? I predicted a Zushi win, I'll say, and my co-caster was not believing in you.
Yeah, that Sushi game was really hard. I didn't actually know what I should be doing because I haven't played that matchup before. I was kind of lost, and then I think I fell behind quite hard, but I managed to win anyway.
Okay, let me ask you this, because maybe people are wondering.
Yeah.
Did any of you practice any Zushi? Because it's always banned.
Yeah, I can't actually remember the last time I played Sushi. So yeah.
You're a good moral person. I respect you.
Thank you.
Except for when you coach Jiggly, I'm sorry. But yeah, that was a great series, and now we have the deciders match. Remind me, who are we facing? Oh, it will be Demu again.
Yes.
Now, we didn't see your series yesterday. How did that go?
Not great, but still games I can win if I play better. So.
Okay, that's the tuna we want to hear.
Yeah.
So we'll see you in just a little bit. We've got the other elimination match. Any predictions for us? We've got Cat versus Myriad.
3-2 to Cats. I think Myriad can take some games.
Let's hope Myriad didn't hear that. But yeah, 3-2 to Cat. Okay,
Yes.
you guys heard it here first. No bets, please. But yeah, after that, we've got the beautiful demo mirror and then the Killjoy mirror. No, can we get a tuna in there, please? Production. Okay, no, Kao's not here, so we can't. But other than that, yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
And yeah, good luck later.
Thank you, thank you.
Let's take a break, folks. Let's take a break. And by break, I mean I'm all alone here now. And because my co-caster mentioned giant ankle hole, but we still have that. Wait, wrong side. Virtual. Whoop, 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 whoop. Beautiful. I've got it. I've got it right here. This donation bar still exists, folks. And we can make it bigger. You already made it quite huge. Then we did some tricky things, and now it's no longer over 100%. So it's not a scam. Believe me, it still goes directly into the prize pool. If you want to support this event, hey, we appreciate it. The players appreciate it. And yeah, the bigger we can make this, the more chance there is that we will have more of these. Because, yeah, we just lucked into having this beautiful event right there. I do hope that the players outside are already setting up their gear. We have Myriad versus Cat next time around. I just... Oh no, I see our production shaking their heads because nobody told them. So, Cat and Myriad, if you're out there in the audience, please grab your PCs and go. And if you didn't already draft, you were supposed to do that before. We appreciate it. Thank you. So, I'll say we cut to another break because I can't really talk to myself for a whole lot. So, we'll see you in just a bit with Myriad versus Cat.